I'm going to peel it, mince it, and make it into meatballs. Hello and welcome to Season 2 of Not 40 Just Blank, a podcast where we continue to take you back in time through the years and discuss all the weird and wonderful events within it, which make it so memorable for us. Each episode will find us chatting through the events, TV, news, sports, film and music of a single year, as well as the odd, funny and personal stuff that we can remember. So come and join us on our latest journey as we plough through the noughties, right here on Not 40 Just Blank. Hey there, Delilah, what's it like in New York City? I'm 1,000 miles away, but girl, tonight you look so pretty, yes you do. Well, hello there, Blankers, you lot all look so pretty too, don't you? Now I've buttered you up, hopefully you'll stick with us through another episode of Not 40 Just Blank. And this week sees us cast our gaze over 2007, can you believe? Who better to join me on this trip down memory lane than two musical giants of the year? Let's hear it for Deli Furtado and the Phil Fighters.
Whoa.
Good evening.
Hi there.
I have to say, though, musical geniuses, I didn't get the reference at the beginning bit, though. What was that?
That was the Plain White Tees with Hey There, Delilah.
Oh, yeah. Now you said that, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I remember it now.
We'll let that go, will we?
Yeah, that's all right. You called me a musical genius in one breath, and then I was thinking, I didn't know what that was.
You could argue the toss, couldn't you? Let's be honest. So, are we ready to hit 2007 in the D?
Yes.
Yeah, let's do it, man.
This was a good year.
Lovely. Well, without further ado, Richie D, what have you got for us?
Absolutely nothing.
Excellent. Let's move on to telly.
No, my friend, I will hit you first of all. A lot of these memories involve us in a big pudding pie. And first of all, we take a lovely, like the Owl and the Pussycats, we take a lovely coach journey, actually, instead to a lovely place called Amsterdam.
Was this 2007? Holy smokes.
2007.
Boy, did we do some growing up in 2007.
Exactly. Well, we did, and we got a lovely deal, didn't we, on Phil's coaches? Or what was
Are you sure? That was
it was.
I don't know whether it feels too late or too early, but I can't quite work it out because we must have. Where were we?
I would have said too late, but
No, it was well. Yes, unless my Facebook albums are wrong.
So we're 29 then. We hit the dam.
Yeah.
Gee
It was. Yeah.
Old enough to know better, but
it's crazy. Yeah.
Young enough to get away with it.
And as you do when you go to Amsterdam, you go in there with like a coach full of old people.
We did get quite a deal.
It was the
Pauline.
Yeah.
So most people get a plane over there. Yeah, we got a lovely little coach all the way across, thanks to Phil's.
Took us about fucking 24 hours putting the guns in Australia.
Giving us a view of the cows and that.
She didn't shut up the whole fucking journey.
An entire coach full of old people stinking of like mothballs and humbugs, and then there's us lot in the back.
Do you remember we took the Euro tunnel as well? We played this game with the bouncy ball.
Yeah, we got out the coach.
I just made up this game for the whole trip for the Euro tunnel. We managed to get off the coach.
Oh yeah,
and bounce this ball.
It's like we were in prison. It's like Cool Hand Luke.
I remember that day. I was so immature. I used to carry a bouncy ball around with me all the time.
That's why it makes me think. That's why it makes me think we weren't. That's why it makes me think we weren't 29.
And ladies and gentlemen, he's got a bouncy ball still with him.
Well, you never know when you need one.
You never know.
It's like taking an inhaler, sort of. I know, sort of getting a defibrillator.
It's the fifth emergency service, isn't it? Bouncy ball.
The bouncy ball. Yeah, but you're right, Phil.
Do you take a defibrillator every day then?
Yeah, I do. Yeah,
it's that or the bouncy ball. He doesn't know which one he might need. So
I take it with my morning coffee.
One day there's going to be a terrible accident where Del comes across someone having a heart attack and he's got the bouncy ball on him.
Bouncy ball.
It's going to be a bloody nightmare, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. No,
live and learn. You'll only do it once, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Can you?
I can't believe we went to Amsterdam.
It's Amsterdam, wasn't it? And when we got there, we straight away we pretty much dumped our stuff. I think we stayed just out of town.
We were out of town, weren't we? Because we had to get bus or a train.
Yeah.
Was it a bus?
Bus.
We was in the most ridiculous hotel in the world. It was like
it was Shining. It was like the Outlook Hotel. Wasn't it?
It's like it was just one long corridor. We just kept going and going and going.
I remember you guys had the room right by reception. Yeah. And me and Steve were the furthest way round the corridor you could get.
We basically phoned you and went, right, set off now, because it's going to be an hour before you get to us.
Pretty much.
But yet we all stayed in our room, the furthest one away from the...
Yeah, ridiculous idea. We weren't the smartest, were we?
And then we like dumped our stuff off, didn't we? And then we
straight into the town centre.
And then partook in what you do when you go to Amsterdam.
Yeah, it was fun.
And Frank Museum.
And Frank Museum. Exactly. The massive Anne Frank. But
6 or 7 Anne Franks.
And then like we watched that fucking hideous sex show. Do you remember that?
No, I didn't go to.
Do you remember?
I was not there. Nope.
Well,
can't pin that on me.
Do you remember it?
I kind of do. Was the place called Bananas or something like that?
It was something like that. It was just ridiculous. I remember there was 2 people having sex on stage, but the guy didn't even have a fucking erect cock, but he was still putting it in. He put his large flaccid penis in some. It was just ridiculous. And then she'd do the whole pulling someone out on stage. Someone had to eat a banana in the like horrible places. It was just the most seediest places. You was in like the equivalent of like a ball ring. It felt, and it was just like it was just.
I remember we was like
gross.
Side of the bar. Yeah, there was a big bar in the corner. We was sitting on the side bit. I remember where we sat, but
we were there for the alcohol.
Yeah, I can't remember much more from that. I don't think we. Yeah, I think we was all too stoned.
Got out quick.
Yeah, on God knows how many sort of cocktails of whatever, but it's the ridiculous thing that makes me laugh is the time when we went into the sex shop and the videos, and then that was like that were literally porn, wasn't it?
Eels for Love.
Eels for Love. Wasn't it Shit Eaters 4, wasn't it, or something like that?
I think it was Eels for Love 4.
Oh, it was Eels for Love 4.
And then Gentle was like, that means they've made 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, exactly. Like, Eels for Love left so many unanswered questions. Eels for Love 3.
It's so popular, made number 4.
Yeah, it was ridiculous, wasn't it? So that was pretty much that. It was a great trip. It was
we
a fun
didn't
trip,
see any of the girls from the coach though, did we?
No.
Any other point of that?
There was. Well, they were. There was
only on the way home again.
Was there other young people in there?
No. Just Elsie, Bernadette.
I remember on the way back we stopped off in a town somewhere.
Were we going through like Belgium or something?
Belgium, yeah.
All cobbled
town.
And you tried bouncing your ball, and then it just hit a cobble at a wrong angle, and it went haywire, didn't it?
It just
took a mind of its own.
I think we might have taken out at least 3 people, some pottery.
Yeah, it's absolutely bizarre. The other thing I got from 2007 is Gav's stag do in Blackpool.
Now that was an interesting time. So, good Lord.
Yeah, so there's a lot of stuff going on.
Holy moly. We really did abuse that guy.
Yeah, we did, didn't we? We started off tame. We dressed him up as Scooby-Doo, didn't we?
That's quite a nice touch.
And we made him eat dog food, didn't we, out of
a bowl.
Wasn't it? Yeah.
Was it tuna based, was it?
I think so, yeah. I think it was quite kind, actually. But then we remember we were doing paintball for the day.
That's right.
And me and Gav had to take our tops off.
Because you were best man, weren't you? So basically at the end of it, the guy running the thing went, if you've got any spare ammo,
that's right.
Let's line up the stag and the best man, and you can just unload weapons from like 2
I swear you fuckers bought
2 yards away.
more.
I think we might have
gone back and got some more.
Popped out and got some more bullets.
So much so that I had so many marks all over me, like on my neck and my back and that. Do you remember? I don't know if you remember, on the evening out that night, the DJ actually said...
That's right.
So someone can get either a free drink or a free record or something like that if you can come to the stage if you've got a love bite on you. But because I had so many like paintball,
like the skin, hadn't they? You'd really been hurt.
Someone had been over me. Yeah, it was ridiculous. Do you remember speaking to the old lady with no teeth on the beach? It was like she was in probably about her 60s, and I think she was trying to get it on with us. There was that. Got to the point as well. Oh, bucket face with Gav. We bucket face. We had a bucket over his face, didn't we? One side had the happy face, one
of the sad face.
One of the sad.
We couldn't tell whether he was happy or sad, so we sort of took guesses.
Yeah,
rotated the bucket around. I think he's sad. So
that was. I got a picture of Yeah, I think he had to lick an ice cream off my back or something. It's like, oh, really weird. I got the pictures
silly
to
stuff,
put up.
didn't we? Didn't we dress him up in an outfit from a charity shop as well?
Yes, that's it. He's wearing a pork pie
piano tie and a pork pie. Really tight blazer. About 3 sizes too small.
Again, got some great pictures. And the other one, for some reason we thought he hadn't been punished enough.
Yeah.
So we dragged him out on the beach in freezing cold Blackpool sea. Probably could have drowned the poor guy.
Probably.
Just threw him in the water, and then so you're soking wet, freezing cold.
Wait for hypothermia to set.
Can we make a mention of the accommodation now that you?
Yeah, go for it, mate. Beautiful rooms.
So I mean, the best man really came up trumps. We'd had a few stag do's before that, hadn't we? And they'd all been quite nice rooms. I remember the overwhelming sense of bleach that hit our faces and eyes as we walked into these bunk bed ridden rooms that you'd booked up now.
Well, so much so, didn't Pinos prove it? Didn't he have a piss from the top bunk into the sink?
Into the sink that was also in the same room. It was so small.
Because it's almost like being in a prison cell.
Yeah. We went full prison rules, didn't we?
It was like a prison. It must have been an old police cell.
It's the fact that you were really proud of the deal that you'd got.
Yes,
these are really cheap, guys. There was a reason. It was possibly the worst hotel room in Blackpool.
You only want somewhere to rest your head, didn't you?
Thank God. We nearly got that.
Yeah. That was that. Oh, the only other thing, again, with the whole Gav treatment, we thought we hadn't had enough. And then for some reason we all decided, this is so ridiculous. This isn't a proud moment. Don't know if you boys sort of A, want to admit you was involved in this or B, sort of like whether. But I remember but how many was us? About a good 10, 12, wasn't it?
Nah, I wasn't that many.
No. Okay.
8 to 10, I reckon there was.
I thought so.
Surely.
We decided to.
Can't remember who else went.
We decided to dick slap him.
Did we?
Yeah, like a big grown group of men.
He had it out.
No, everyone taking their turns to whack him over the head with their penises.
Do you not remember that?
Oh, okay. So
I might have erased that from my memory, but
yeah, no,
for the best.
For the best.
I'd have had to go pretty close.
No, that's
thighs rubbing against his nose.
It'd have been sucking my balls, probably.
That's sort of.
What an unfortunate comment. I would have had to get really close. He's just so depressed. It was cold up in Blackpool, Phil. It was cold up there.
Yeah, so it's.
I remember it being a good stag. I do remember that, but
that's a good stag. We had V2007. We went there.
They started to sort of roll into.
Yeah, rolled into one. Point. Again, I got pictures. So I'll post the pictures. So I won't go too much into that. But
I can't even remember honestly, I can't remember the headliners from those latter ones. I remember the earlier ones.
The Foos, Raised Like Kooks, that sort of the ones we're talking about in the era, that sort of thing.
Decent, but they all just became
sort of into one,
the same gig essentially.
Yeah, no, 100%. And the other thing I've got is France.
You invaded France.
I invaded France. Yes.
Is that what you did? I don't remember that. Do you remember France?
South of France. You don't remember?
Yeah, was that year as well?
Yeah, dressing up in drag.
I tell you what, Dale, we travelled, didn't we?
Amsterdam,
Blackpool.
Yeah.
Oh.
We hit the south of France, dressed up in drag a lot of time.
We stayed in a French
Gîte.
Yeah,
that's the one. A French Gîte.
I mean, it would be weird if it wasn't a French one, wouldn't it? In the south of France, but there we go.
And do you remember the deer story on the way home?
I mean, that was horrific. Bizarrely, I was talking to my son about that very story just 2 or 3 days ago.
Oh, really?
Because we were driving home quite late after a basketball practice.
Yeah.
And we go down not a country road, but a smaller country lane type thing. And he was like, I wonder if anything jumps out at you at this point. And I was like, let me tell you a story. But you carry on, Sal.
Prince Andrew.
Prince Andrew jumps out, yeah. Still wearing the outfit.
Loads of signs instead of deers, just like Prince Andrew jumps out.
Disgraced royals might be passing here.
Yeah,
it was horrible, wasn't it?
So we literally hired 2 cars because there was a lot of places, wasn't there, where you just had to drive basically to and fro, so it's easier to hire 2 cars. On the way back, driving the cars back to the airport,
so literally the last
sweet
hour
little baby deer pulled out, didn't it? And
just jumped out in front of us.
And Gav, were you in the car with Gav?
Yes. So Gav was driving. He absolutely clattered this poor little thing. Didn't unfortunately
kill it.
Just broke its legs.
It's like
and
back
sort of,
leg, wasn't
one
it?
of its eyes was hanging out. It was
it's
horrible.
horrible.
And this thing was kind of wasn't able to stand, so it was like rotating itself around on the floor where it was trying to walk.
Yeah.
But its legs weren't working properly. It was
like
awful.
awful.
And we were like so you got two
we
girls in the
talking
car as well.
about it,
We were
yeah.
like, oh my God, what are we going to do? We've got to do something to help this thing. And a French guy pulled up in his utes, essentially, didn't he? Went,
Oi, oi, oi.
got a shovel from the back of his thing, hit this thing over the head. The clang, I still can't
get it out of my head. The clunk.
most awful metallic.
Just put it out of his misery,
yeah.
Finish it off, slung it in the back of his
But
ute for dinner, and drove
Phil,
off.
literally, as soon as the shovel hit the head, it was almost on clockwork. All the girls in the car burst into tears.
Yeah,
it was just fucking. And then
it's the kindest thing in the world to do.
100%. And he had
awful.
lovely bit of venison for tea, and stuff.
great.
And that was the thing. Instead of being sympathetic to Gav, because the poor guy was shook up, we was all calling him the deer hunter. We was calling him Gary Venison, Barry Venison, the old ex-Newcastle.
We had to pull into a petrol station. You had to try and wipe all the blood off the front of the car.
It's horrific.
There was fur.
It must have damaged the car, mustn't it?
It didn't really,
we
because
got
it wasn't,
away with it. Didn't we?
It was kind of because it was a glancing blow.
If it had been a bigger deer, we'd 100%.
Oh, it's horrible.
Mate,
it's really, really nasty stuff.
It's a bit, but it was still a memory. Either so good or bad.
You can't argue with it. It is a memory.
It is a memory. So I'll go on to my other personal memory.
Have you got anything lighter?
Yes. So
bring us up a bit.
Remember that time when I throttled 13 net monkeys?
Go to Jamaica, and so I go personally to Jamaica. And when I'm out there, I get engaged to Claire, and
there must be a lovely story to do with your engagement, Dale.
Yeah, so as we know, you guys know it, but I'll tell it to the audience before. So I was thinking of what to do to propose to my wife, and so we went out, and there was a lovely promenade. And I pictured it in my head, and I was like, yes, I'll do it. And I had to sneak the ring in. And while we was out there, I could have got a fuck off diamond. And the couple we was with were like, why haven't you've been with her 7 years? Why haven't you engaged her? You could buy a diamond right now. All this shit. So I was trying to get all this up. I finally got her to this promenade.
So did you have the ring already?
Yeah, I had to sneak it. I had to sneak it out. So
you had it all planned before?
Yeah, I had it all
there.
planned.
Right,
but we met this couple, and then they was getting on my case about I've been with her for 7 years, and why haven't you that? There's a diamond shop just down there. I'd look at the ring. I've got my missus, and all this sort of stuff. And I was like, fuck off. Fuck off.
Yeah, I'm already nervous. Let's not.
And then Claire was starting to question, well, why? Yeah, why aren't you? And all stuff like this. And I was getting fucking loads of shit. And anyway, but I planned what to do. And then I just remember walking out onto the promenade, and I just sort of in typical knobhead ears fashion, just sort of pictured the moment, and just should have just got on my knees. And just
the backdrop of the thing is
beautiful. It's a gorgeous place.
Yeah.
And I should have got on my knees, just said, "Oh, look, Claire, I love you. Will you marry me?" But instead, I turned around and went, "Will you marry me?" in the voice of a seagull. Because that's what you do.
You know how romantic seagulls are.
Yeah, and I think she she took pity on me and accepted, because it's probably more embarrassing not to. I think people watching probably thought that Claire was my carer.
It would have hurt the seagulls.
Yeah, but it was So that was from that.
That's lovely, but still rocking that seagull. Do you ever go back and see the seagull? Are you tempted to go back to?
I might do to catch up with him.
Steven Seagal.
We had some weird times though in Jamaica.
You can't just throw that pun out there without thinking we're going to come back on that.
That was proper.
Steven Seagal. Well played. Tip of the cap.
But we had something being out there was kind of sort of strange. Anyway, it was I remember sort of the local pool guys just sort of giving weed out to the residents. He put in a pool towel and just fucking give a big stinky bag of weed. There's all stuff like that. There was went to the Bob Marley Museum, did some really great stuff. Met this couple who actually from Shoebury, got invited to his stag do, and this was kind of strange because I remember going on his stag do, went all the way up to London even though he lived local, and when I got to his sort of stag do, I was right, Dan, how's it going? He was going, yeah, you're right, Rich, you got to go over there, mate. And then, okay. And then he come over because his mates were already over in a certain corner. And then he's going, all right, you're right, Rich, I'll just introduce you. This is Rich from Jamaica. He was going, this is Paul from Tenerife. This is Glenn from like.
Well, they're all holiday people.
Yeah, all holiday friends. So it's like, but
he collects friends from holidays.
It was like a human fridge magnet. It was really weird. And we
You're a shot glass, essentially.
It was like, honestly, there's a big group of like holiday friends, and we can mix with.
So instead of getting
friends.
his passport stamped, he collects friends instead.
Collects
you can see, I've been to Jamaica, I've been to Tenerife.
Eventually, we got speaking to his friends, and I ended up going back to them because they were going meeting with them and sort of hanging out with them, like his proper friends. And then I was going back to Essex as well, so I jumped in the minibus back with them. And then it's kind of weird in the background because they all started fighting. And like having a fight, getting each other in headlocks and that. And then there's just me and this one guy looking at each other. And like I was like, well,
it's me and you, pal.
Do we get each other in the headlock? Yeah. And I was like thinking, well, if I do get you in the headlock, how hard do I squeeze? I was just like, this is fucking weird. And yeah, it's just a very strange sort of thing.
Of course he did.
I love it, yeah.
You know, Dale loves a headlock.
I got away with that murder charge. So all good.
Squeezed a bit too hard.
Squeezed that, yeah.
As it happens.
But a great holiday, all in all. I know they were actually a lovely couple. We met a waiter as well, as you do, and you try and sort of bring them back to England.
Sounds like you're having a threesome.
Yeah, exactly.
We met a waiter, we
got a waiter.
The casual kind of like, you know, waiter, we tried to bring him back to England.
Bring him back to England.
People smuggling.
I was seeing that more as he took him back to the room.
No, this was cringe. We really peppered him as well. We was like sort of we thought he really liked us, but essentially we was just giving him tips because basically when like the Americans when they're on holiday they don't really tip as much as they do back at home. They don't. Right. In fact,
well, they're having a holiday from it.
Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, but because where we were tipping them, they were obviously hanging around with us. So when we speak to the waiter, we was like, "Oh yeah, you should come back where we live. We set up a Jamaican restaurant. You should do all this." And he's like, "Yeah,
just give me another $5.
Yeah,
come on, keep the money.
Keep the dollars coming. Yeah, I'll do whatever you want. Yeah, sort of thing." So, they're the memories.
So you telling me you didn't manage to smuggle this human being back?
Didn't manage to get him back, mate. So it's probably a good.
Damn.
Yeah. So there you go. They're my memories.
Nice.
Phil, you smuggled anyone? Human being or?
No, I don't think so.
Anything else you want to admit to smuggling?
Human trafficking there?
No, nothing along those lines?
I don't think so.
Quite. Yeah, it's like he really weighed it up. Went, I don't think so. But yeah, I can't believe we did all that stuff.
Yeah, so busy year. Like I say, I didn't expect to have that many memories.
No, absolutely. I thought we were
the beauty of Facebook, which again was starting to become more prominent at the time.
Indeed, it was.
So
it was. Yeah.
You don't really have albums anymore, do you? But I've still got them.
Photograph albums.
Yeah, on Facebook. But I've got a lot of stuff in years. Like I was saying to you, yeah. So that's right. I'll post a lot of the stuff as well, listeners, as well, so you can have a laugh at our stupid haircuts, fashion.
Yeah, fingers crossed it's some of the stuff
nonsense.
We talked about.
Yeah.
Not other things.
No, exactly.
Amongst that.
Yes.
You do not want to see that photograph, that's for sure.
Out for the
Shh. Phil's audio diary. Morning blankers. Pinch punch, first of the month, no return. Yes, it's the 1st of February. You stay safe out there. Shh. Phil's audio diary.
Should we have a look at what was making the news back then? Let's bloody do it. Big year for the news, 2007. Big news. Shall I start you off with a couple of absolute Bobby Dazzlers?
Fill your boots.
I'm going to. Here we go. The damn news of the world. Hacking people's phones.
Oh, was that then?
That was then. The royal editor jailed for months for intercepting phone messages of the royal family. Nothing much has changed, has it? Let's be honest. But there we go. That's your starter for 10.
Well, they've got press officers to do it now, isn't they?
Well, exactly, yeah. Quite so. They keep it all in-house.
Yeah, exactly.
Where are we? Oh, Celebrity Big Brother. Responsible for race riots in India.
Was it really? Why is that?
So there was the
Jade Goody, isn't it?
Bollywood actress Shilpa Shetty. She was bullied by Danielle Lloyd,
Oh, yeah.
Jade Goody and Joe O'Meara from S Club 7.
Yeah, God, yeah.
And they were doing all sort of riots
They
and stuff out in
Yeah, they got. I remember when they come out.
They were proper vilified, weren't they? They were
yeah.
really giving it some.
I think that Jo, didn't she get quite a harsh
She seemed to get the worst.
I know
of it,
Jade sort of obviously got quite a lot as well.
Yeah, they probably had to go through some real apologies and bits and pieces. It was grim times back then for a while. And the third thing I've got is bird flu. Rampant in the UK. Oh,
Is it really?
lovely time. What's changed? It's still there now. There we go. What have you got, Reynolds? Tell us some news.
I had the iPhone was released.
Stop it.
Yeah,
The very
first
first
one.
original
Really?
iPhone was released.
Wow. First
2007,
one.
16 years ago.
So I can't work out whether that would have been really small, really big, or somewhere
Not
in the
much
middle.
difference to what it is now, actually, is it? I
They
think
started
it's a little
got-
bit smaller.
Got a lot smaller, didn't they? And then they
Yeah.
went back up to big again because
Yeah,
we're now using
yeah.
them as telly. So
Yeah,
lovely
but
stuff.
Obviously, that changed everything. Didn't it? I mean, everyone had a
did.
little computer in their pocket all day.
Well, yeah, exactly. It went from just being a
I don't think I did. I don't think
So
I
proper-
think I did iPhone a few years later.
Yeah.
Probably about 2010. I probably got.
Well, they
one, I think.
started off ridiculously priced, didn't they?
Yeah, I didn't get. I know I didn't get one straight away.
I don't think there's too many planning deals that they do with
I
the phone
think you're right.
companies and
mate,
that.
yeah.
So
I
think
remember
that's
having a
what-
4.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember the 4, but that's about it. I
But
think.
yeah, so that was obviously revolutionary.
Indeed, it
Yeah,
was.
Wembley Stadium was completed.
Yes,
finally.
it was. Black bloody time.
Yeah, it took, was it 8 years? That was
Yeah.
99, wasn't it? I
All
think
of
it was
those
like
treks. Yeah, because it was the last one was.
Germany game, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
exactly
yeah,
that.
the last Millennium Stadium was
Yeah, so-
the 2006.
Yeah, so it took 8 years, so that was opened up.
2006 for
Yeah.
the last.
2006.
Yeah. I don't know what happened. Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah, no.
Bob mate.
Gordon Brown becomes Prime Minister.
Did he?
Yeah, he was a bit. When you look back, he was a bit of a.
What's that?
Here we go. Steady.
Sushi, is it
Just a bit of
pastries?
forgotten Prime Minister, wasn't he? Like you
Yeah.
don't really remember him, do you? You didn't really.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Depends how bad it went, because there was obviously the global crisis as well. Wasn't there?
He
The
kept
financial
himself
crisis
low,
and the
didn't he?
banking.
Yeah, well, that was another thing I was going to say. Was
Yeah, 'cause
the bubble
rocking-
burst? The American house market dropped, didn't it?
It went to shit.
Oh, it's
and
about
the world
15%,
went
wasn't it?
Mental.
Okay.
That was
It
the,
turns
the
out
big bubble
The
drop.
government could find billions after all to prop up
Yeah.
that. Can't find it for the nurses, though, can they? Bit of politics.
Yes, exactly. Disgraceful.
What you got? You got anything else?
I'll let Mr. Richard. Oh, have it now. You don't normally have our regular news. You have more of our quality news
yes,
items. So
exactly,
let's carry on with a couple of regular bits, and then we'll hand over to you for the sport and weather.
No worries.
What have I got? I've got an earthquake in Kent measured 4.3 on the Richter scale. One person tripped over and a wheelie bin tripped over. So that was horrific news there. Scooch represented the UK in Eurovision, came second to last.
What did they sing?
Christ knows, absolute toilet.
I can't remember the names.
They were like really pop.
Were they like-
It's not the aeroplane.
Yeah, well, they.
Do you know what it might have been?
I was going to
Yeah,
say
yeah.
it was air stewardess, and
Air
that, weren't they?
stewardess,
Yeah,
yeah.
I think
That
I
does
do
sound
remember.
very familiar.
That's so
fucking
bad.
awful, wasn't it?
Really, really poppy and horrific. But yeah, second to last. So well done.
Or
there.
was it the ones that their
No, I
mics
think you're
failed?
right.
Their PA.
No, they
that
were called
was-
Virginia or something like
Gemini?
that. Gemini, yeah.
They're called
You're going to work your way through like,
Gemini,
yeah, who knows? Golden
Yeah, no,
Virginia.
I think Scooch were the.
After their favourite backing.
after they're rolling tobacco.
I think Scooch were the airplane.
No,
I don't know where Virginia come from.
It was absolutely ghastly, wasn't it? Oh dear. Speaking of ghastly, summer flooding across the UK.
Summer flooding.
Have me a blast. It was
Summer flooding.
outrageous. Everything was wet during the summer
I
months.
thought he was going to break into a big musical number. Then.
I wanted to, but I realised we might have to pay
just-
some form of copyright.
Oh, okay.
Just lost confidence.
I did. I bottled it. Is what I did. I did a scooch.
Scooch.
I knew it wasn't going to end well. I was going to get nil pois, so I thought I'd leave it. The smoking ban in all enclosed places came into effect, meaning that the Pink Toothbrush nightclub had to react very quickly and deep clean the carpet because it smelt of death.
Yeah, big time, isn't it? Yes.
Never smelt right again, has it?
Nope.
Still
No.
doesn't smell right.
I don't think you'll ever get them smells out. Yeah.
No. I mean, it's deep in the walls. Isn't it?
Yeah,
It's
isn't
deep
it?
in the walls over there. Where else are we? I've got the final Harry Potter book was released. and thousands of adults lost their shit once again. All you could do was get on the tube and see everyone nose down in that final
in the book,
pissing
of
book.
course.
But that was the
Could
last
you
time.
though in the underground? Because I've got that there was, like there is now, London Underground strikes as well in 2007.
really?
Is it?
Yeah,
Well,
like,
that's
similar to what's going on now. So
Yeah, oh,
16 years ago, and we're still in the
You
same
know
old
what?
shit.
Actually, yeah.
It's all cyclical, isn't it?
Well, I remember going into work at a time, and so if you wasn't part of a union or one of the types of union, one was a blue collar, one was a white collar, and if you went into work, I remember going on the outside of our building in Holborn. There were like obviously union reps and whatever, just calling you scab,
Wow.
calling you
Cheers,
scab,
guys.
and it was just what were we 29,
29, yeah. It's
just
nice.
like I remember
being
just
called
like,
a scab by like a 50,
yeah,
60
yeah,
year old.
it's like what.
Who are you going to work with the following day anyway?
Yeah, of course, that sort of thing, and it was people you could bump into.
mad.
Yeah, it really like hatred. I'd never seen anything like it.
Proper
But I was
lines
just like,
drawn, and that's
like-
it. You're either with or without.
Yeah, I never got it. I never got that whole union thing. It's never been a.
No, weirds. Any more, Mr. Ray?
Yeah, the Glasgow airport attack. Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Terrorist
Yeah,
attack
you
on
said
Glasgow
it, yeah,
airport. I think like
yeah.
a car drove through the
That's right.
winds but didn't they like in typical Scottish fashion? Didn't they just like get them out of the car and beat them up?
I thought you meant like they covered him in batter. And
No, but
just like,
I think they like.
Deep fried terrorist. I'll have a deep fried terrorist, please, there, pal.
If memory serves me correctly, they just like drove through the front of the airport.
That's
yeah,
and they
did,
just all got him out of the car and they started beating the crap out of him
That's
and
right.
stuff like
Yeah,
that. It was
That's
like,
how you do it. That's how you do it.
Absolutely. Jump on it.
it was bonkers.
Nice
John Darwin as well. A man believed to have died 5 years earlier walks into a police station.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
So
Well,
this is the man who goes out canoeing or fakes his
right.
own
Oh,
death.
yeah, yeah.
They've done a recent
They
program,
did one
didn't
on
they?
ITV, didn't they?
Yeah. So he fakes his own death where he goes out on a canoeing boat and pretends he's dead.
okay.
He's like
Just-
living next door
Yeah,
or
he
something
just
like
comes
that.
next door, doesn't he? Yeah.
And his wife's in on it. And they
Yeah.
both obviously get done. But yeah, so five.
That's right.
so was
That
it like
mental,
they were
wasn't
trying to get the insurance?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just trying to get insurance money. So yeah, he
it? Mad, isn't
Oh,
it?
brilliant.
walks into the
Absolutely
police
mad.
station and admits it and that.
How bizarre.
Yeah, that's it for me, I think.
I've got two more little things then because we sort of wrap
Yeah, go on,
up
mate.
sports into this as well. So you mentioned like the Wembley side of things. Man U win the Premier League and
Yeah.
Chelsea win the FA Cup and League Cup double.
Standard.
Blah, blah, blah. And Steve McLaren, Super Steve,
Super Steve.
was sacked as the England football manager because England failed to qualify for the 2008. The Euro.
Croatia, wasn't it? We lost. Was that
Yeah.
the one where Paul Robson lets it through his legs or
I
something
think
like that?
that's exactly that.
Isn't it? Or it bobbles over. I can't remember. It was a really
It
stupid
was either
goal,
a
wasn't it?
bounce
So,
or a through
Goes
the
through.
leg.
It bobbles over.
Does it
doesn't
bobble over him? Yeah.
It's a pass back in it by Gary Neville.
Was it?
That's
Yeah.
right.
Goes to kick
hits
it.
hits a
Bobbles,
divot
yeah.
and goes over his leg. So Steve out, Fabio in.
Yeah, that
Some
didn't work.
Italian
did it?
pragmatism.
It sounded good at first, didn't it? And then it got. And then you used to hear about stuff in the World Cups where he like they're really restrictive. They couldn't really. I don't think they could have
Yeah, he
wives
did.
around.
Tomato. Well,
That was never
tomato
gonna work for how long,
ketchup.
was
They
it?
weren't allowed tomato
I wasn't allowed
ketchup.
tomato
Yeah.
ketchup.
Too much
Yeah,
sugar and
if you
stuff,
listen
wasn't
to
it?
like Jimmy Bullard's podcast,
Yeah.
and he said, but they used to take the piss out of him quite a lot because his English was terrible. They would just go to him.
Jimmy Bullard.
No,
it's not
Fabio
great,
Capello.
but-
So like is it David Bentley? Do you remember David Bentley?
Yeah.
So like him and Jimmy Bullard, they were on the fringe of the England squad, but they would
Yeah.
get called up now and again. They would play pranks on Fabio Capello and go up to him and like say stuff to him, saying like, "Do you like Postman Pat?" and stuff like that.
Oh, really?
Because he did, I don't know, like, and they would just be like laughing at him.
The Italian accent is impeccable. That's so good. I keep forgetting he's a man of a million voices, isn't he?
He wasn't the best. Was it? Yeah.
Can we hear it one more time?
And now from our Italian bashing to our roving reporter, Mr. Richard Dello, with some breaking news.
Yes, here we are for the weird news or the strange news or the sort of a unique.
What's happened
news.
to your
Did we ever have a
theme
jingle?
tune?
Did we ever have a jingle?
Weird news. Weird news. Right, I'll hit you first of all. A Zimbabwean man stole a bus because he needed transport to pick up his own driving license. So there's one. That's brilliant.
He stole a bus
there's some of the ones on here. Some of these ones on here are some of my favourites, actually, to be fair. A Greek nunnery was turned into a weed farm by two men posing as gardeners. So there's
fabulous.
That's the one. So they're quite short and sweet.
Because the nuns took a vow of silence, they couldn't say anything about it.
Yeah, pretty much. It didn't really go into how those call names. So later on they do. There's a few more, but like I say, they're quite short and sweet. This one, again, no names mentioned, but I kind of like this one, actually. A Moscow woman set her husband's penis on fire whilst...
Very specifically, just his cock.
Whilst he sat naked watching television and drinking vodka. And he said the couple divorced but continued to share a flat.
How did she set it like that?
He was drinking vodka.
I guess he's spilling it over himself. Yeah, he didn't really go into too much, but this is a quote.
Oleg, you absolute animal! You sit there just dripping vodka down your winkle.
But this was the quote. I don't know if Jim wants to do it in a Russian accent afterwards.
I think we'll just find my Russian accent.
But the guy said, "I was burning like a torch. I don't know what I did to deserve this." And it's just then that was the quote, and it's just from Tavori Dan newspaper or whatever. Tavori Den newspaper or whatever. But
I think he's broken.
Anyway. There you go.
Tavori.
Right, again, this is...
The fact that she set just his knob alight
is
really weird, isn't it?
And did she like the match on his balls? That'd have been great.
A real scratch. Ooh. Oh, like a proper Western cowboy.
A Zippo,
really.
Or a
some stubble.
Just the Zippo up the ball bag.
Up the leg, down the leg.
I think it would have been quite hairy back then, because it was 2007. It wasn't that well. I don't know. Was it?
Russians are a bit behind us.
No manscaping going on in 2007.
Not at all. Yeah, so might be struggling with a bit of bush there. She might lit it on her own stubble on her face.
Singed hair.
Yeah.
Always smells a little bit nasty. Doesn't it?
Yeah. I know that from having the vasectomy.
Yeah.
When you go in there and you smell that.
Yeah.
It's horrible. South African man with a gunshot wound was told by a doctor to walk the pain off.
Yes, sounds very much like
hardcore.
That's what GP you want, isn't it?
I was going to say, sounds a lot like our PE teacher,
this
essentially, doesn't it? It's only pain, boy.
This is right. Yeah, this one's quite strange as well. A German man left his dead mother seated in a favourite armchair for 2 years after her death, aged 92. Neighbours complained about the smell, but the police broke in expecting to see the corpse, but instead found a tenant with extremely smelly feet and asleep next to extremely foul-smelling laundry. So again, that's just it sounds like that sounds like bollocks. But yeah,
I'm trying to work out what the hell
so there wasn't a dead body.
Well, this is all it was. So this is what I mean. This is just weird in itself. So that's the whole paragraph. That's the whole paragraph. Does it go into anything else? But then it goes on to this. In China, a 66-year-old was it Jiang Machine said years of eating tree frogs had kept him free from intestinal pain.
Oh, that's good.
So yeah, so
if you've got a bit of gut ache, find some tree frogs.
But I think this is one of my favourite ones, and
not suggesting. Actually, thinking about it, the last thing that came out of a Chinese wet market didn't do the well.
Yeah, it didn't do the well.
It didn't go down well.
Didn't go too well.
Do not eat Chinese tree frogs. That is not faulty, just blank recommendation.
That's a good recommendation, mate. But this is my favourite, and it's homegrown.
Oh, homegrown weirdness, lovely.
Right, so British artist Mark McGovern ate. Was it? Ooh.
This is when we were.
Oh, sorry, no. It's my childlike handwriting. So I'll do it again. So British artist Mark McGovern ate a meal of meatballs made from a dead corgi in protest for animal cruelty, which doesn't make sense. And it said. He said that the corgi died of natural causes, but it tasted terrible. So there you go. Again, I don't know why that's a protest.
Is he therefore implying that if the corgi was murdered, it would have tasted delicious?
Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah, possibly. I don't get his protest there. So there you go. But yeah.
Well, art's terribly subjective, isn't
it? Do you want to go
on?
into the records, or do you want to have something happy and upbeat to finish on?
Well, after a dead corgi, I think happy and upbeat.
Yeah. So finish on some happy news. A 76-year-old Muslim woman from southern Thailand got on the wrong bus 25 years ago, ending up as a beggar at the end of the country, and she was finally reunited with her family in 2007.
25
25
years
years,
later,
yeah.
it took her to get away
So,
home.
yes.
Oh, man. I'm not sure if that's uplifting or not. I suppose ultimately it is.
Well, yeah, because she sort of.
That's a hell of a wrong bus journey to get on. How far did it go?
Yeah, it must have
Once
gone.
you miss the stop, surely you go,
I didn't think it was that
this
big a
is-
country, Thailand.
this is weird. Yeah, I don't think that looks like the right stop. I'll get off now. But she just kept going.
Going. Or, yeah,
going.
so the wrong bus journey. That's
And
like.
going.
Oh,
Where did this bus go
getting
to?
on the number. I don't know, number 2.
This is the number 16 to Belgium.
yeah.
Stopping at...
Exactly, and suddenly you're.
Maybe she's on our
you're like-
coach to Amsterdam.
Maybe, yeah.
I didn't realise.
Maybe. Right, you got some records for us, Richie D?
Yes, I've got some records for you. So you good to go?
Yes.
Head to head.
Head to head.
You know the rules, same as normal. Right.
Penis is out.
What were What were the most layers in a sandwich, or toppings, or whatever you call it?
Most amount of toppings in a sandwich. Holy smokes.
You're just
You're
staring at
going
me,
for the
feel
big-
like you're trying to get
Toppings
the
in a
answer.
sandwich.
Are we going to go alternate again, yeah?
So,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
these are world records. So
World records. So number of individual toppings or different
Yeah, I was going to say, is it just
toppings?
bread, toppings, bread? Or is it bread, toppings, bread, toppings,
well, it
bread,
says
toppings?
most layers. So I'm guessing, like
So it's like a...
bread topping. Yeah, so I guess the layers is the bread, isn't it? And,
So it's essentially,
Yeah.
it becomes almost like a Big Mac, but
Yeah, it's-
multiple
you
versions.
yeah.
Okay, I'm going to say 58. Plucking a number out of the air randomly.
I'm going higher than that. 112.
Oh, there's some interest.
I think it'll be just
'Cause
massive.
if it's right in the middle, one of us is going to have to do some quick maths. I don't think we need to, do we?
no, Jim's 2 out. It was 60.
Yeah! Oh, smash it. I remember because that sandwich was an absolute banger. I made it the day we got back from Amsterdam.
Right, straight away,
1-0.
Phil's on the back foot.
Yes.
Right. So next one.
And it's Phil to throw fast. Game on.
What are the most mustard gulps drunk in 30 seconds?
So this is like squeezed from a bottle
Yeah.
kind of thing. How many
What
gulps
mustard
of
is it?
mustard? Like that means anything. If it's English,
Mustard,
taking your breath away.
mustard gulps in 30 seconds.
30 seconds.
How
How
many
many
do you think?
squirts of thing can you get down? And swallow, I suppose, because it's quite claggy after a while.
It looks like a fish that's been thrown out of water, Phil.
We really need to start recording this.
42.
Straight in.
Okay.
42. That's interesting. That's quite good. So you're saying 1 and a bit a second.
Yeah.
I think you might have just peaked with that. So I'm going to go a couple below. I'll go 39.
14.
14.
Really?
Yeah.
14.
I suppose it depends on the size of the gulp, doesn't it? We need more info.
Right.
2-0. Sorry.
2-0.
Running away with it.
So,
This is
pressure
it.
on you, Phil.
This is it. How many you got? 4 total?
I've got
So-
4 and
Oh,
one.
I could win
If
it with this one.
One if we need to go into a tiebreaker.
Oh, we don't need that, Del. I'm flying here.
You're flying.
I'm absolutely smashing it.
Right.
Come on, bring it on.
Okay. What were the most garters removed with teeth in a minute?
Well, I remember this because this was on your stag do, wasn't it? So
Yeah,
you were
so,
wearing
yeah.
them all, and I remember most garters removed with teeth in a minute. So you got to go.
They're nasty little buggers to get off, aren't they, as well?
Reynolds having some real
exactly.
Vietnam
Go.
flashbacks.
PTSD with
I'm
that.
going to say what 4 seconds ago in a minute. 12.
Okay.
Going 12.
Phil.
16.
Oh, it's close.
12.
Yeah,
16. Phil's pulled it back. It was 26.
Holy moly! Well, hats off to that person because that's
Okay,
impressive.
Right.
2-1.
Pressure on
It's going all the
Phil.
way. It's going all the way.
Okay. What was the world's largest ever whoopee cushion? And it's in meters.
In meters. Oh.
Is this diameter?
This is diameter, I assume. Yeah,
Yeah.
gotta be. World's biggest whoopee cushion. To actually then make a noise. Essentially. It's got to be a valid,
3
It's gotta
meters.
be-
valid fart.
I'm going to go 3 meters.
Okay.
Oh, I'm going much bigger than that. So I'll say 6, but I think it's even bigger than that. I think it'd be something ridiculous.
Jimmy, 7.6.
Oh, back of the net.
Amazing.
3-1.
For shits and gigs, do you want to do the last
Yeah,
one?
go
Oh, let's see if we can get a semblance of pride back.
What was the
I'll give him a
most drink cans crushed with an elbow in 1 minute?
chance. Cans crushed with an... Oh, I like this one.
Bang, 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 bang.
So a Greg the Hammer Valentine special in a minute. I reckon you could really line them up and plonk. Is it you to go or is it me? It's me, isn't it?
You go.
In a minute, I reckon you could be really fast. This is a you bet challenge type job, isn't it?
Yeah, that sort of thing.
Bang, 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 bang,
That
bang.
sort of thing, yeah.
I'm going to say Once they get a bit of speed up, they'll miss a couple, come back.
Yeah, he's got a tyre, hasn't he?
45.
Oh, see, I had a number in my head before we started. I'll say 48. That was
We
my
are of
number.
like minds, aren't
You
we?
gained some respect back, Phil, but it's 77.
Really? Wow, they
Yeah.
must have been going some.
So Jimmy takes it
That must
3-2.
Could you imagine though, if you get like you catch a funny bone one? Surely you just be like,
yeah.
oh, what
Yeah.
He hit it wrong. He hit the can.
Oh, Manson.
He hit the can in the wrong place. Because you've got to hit in the middle, haven't you? Really, if you hit it on the edge.
77 in a
Yeah.
minute. Well, Greg the Hammer
Yeah, you're right,
was
though.
rocking it.
I wonder if that's
wasn't
on
he?
YouTube.
Maybe.
Well, if we can find it, we'll
Same
pop
to
we'll
watch
pop-
when you get back.
We'll pop
I
the link
guess
on,
so.
shall we? We'll pop the link on.
Guess so. It's got to be on there, yeah.
Wow. Oh, lovely
Yeah.
roundup once
Phil
again.
will
of
do
our
some
weird
audio
news.
commentary over the top.
Yeah. In Italian. Oh,
Oh, guess what? It was actually in Italy as well.
there you go. I knew
there you
that.
go.
Yeah.
Our Italian correspondent, Philip Reynolds, with all the Italian news. Is that the weird news roundup, Richie?
That's all done. It's all done. my man.
Lovely stuff.
Nice.
Always like that. Look forward to that every time.
Out for the
Phil's audio diary. Morning Blankers. It's 4th of February. Saturday the 4th of Feb. Did an episode last night. It was a good episode. Had a good guest on. Old friend of ours, Chris Smith. He's a filmmaker. Did a film a few years ago. Newtown Utopia. Very good films. If you get a chance to see that, I suggest you do. Yeah, it was a good interview. That will be available in a few weeks. I think mid-March, I'm guessing. So keep a little ear out for that. It's very good. I'll keep you posted on other things. Bye. Shh. Phil's audio diary.
Let's talk TV, shall we? Love a little bit.
I
of
enjoyed
TV.
this year. This was a good year.
It was a good year, wasn't it?
I
Plus, we had some lovely holidays.
I enjoy
as well.
researching this one. Yeah.
All right, let's talk TV from 2007 then. Okay, I've got the first contestant to win the jackpot on Deal or No Deal happening this year. Took them
really?
351 shows, but they finally got
Did
there.
it?
Really?
Was the 250?
250k, wasn't it?
Wow.
But yeah, finally happened.
And was it in their box
2007.
or the other box?
I don't have that information. I'm going to lie and
Really?
say it was their box. Quote me if I'm wrong. At me, people, at me.
I used to love that.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
I'm surprised that's never lasted so long.
It
'cause
lasted quite a long time, didn't it? Then it sort of died away, and then they tried to. Did they try and reintroduce it,
Dunno.
or he
I
thought
think
about?
they're,
trying
I
to
think
get
they're
back?
looking at bringing it back, aren't they?
Must have. It was
Because
cheap.
it's so easy to do, and
Well, they stuck
it
them
could
all
never
up in
get
like
boring, really.
Yeah, they
Because
stuck them all up in a premiere, didn't they? Just kept them.
It'd be
I think the
interesting.
beauty of it was Noel Edmonds made it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It'd be
interesting,
interesting. You got to have someone like him, or something to be completely different. But
Yeah,
it was him
'Cause
that
he,
made it.
He
yeah.
thoroughly believed it was like, oh, it's destiny.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can really influence
Yeah,
this.
of
It's, like,
course,
it's complete chance.
Yeah.
But he really sold
But
it.
you
didn't he?
kind of bought into it, didn't
Yeah,
you?
bought into the bullshit, essentially. Yeah, absolutely. Other competitions.
Considering he was
yeah.
a guy like 10 years previously with Mr. Bob.
Mr. Blobby, yeah, and his crinkly bottom.
Yeah.
Absolutely
Slime
ludicrous,
and
wasn't it?
gotchas and all that.
Absolutely bloody ludicrous.
But hey,
Speaking of 10 years earlier, Teletubbies turned 10 in 2007.
it did.
God bless them all.
But guess what come out?
Surprises.
Kids show.
Oh,
in the Night Garden, wasn't
Yeah.
it?
was it?
Just as crazy and wacky.
Oh, that
Yeah,
bloody
that was
the
bizarre,
dinky
wasn't
donk and the pinky
Mucky,
ponk and the wibbly wobbly.
Macca-Pacca, Eagle
and-
Piggle, and Upsy Daisy, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
They were high as a kite when they wrote that, weren't they?
Yeah, it was. It was proper.
How old were your kids at this point?
So I only had Casey at the time, so she was free.
Oh, prime.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Prime Eagle Piggle.
Yeah, to be fair, I don't think she was much into that. I think Amber became into it, and Ashton did as well. But Amber was really into it a bit later. But yeah, I think Casey kind of got into it. She'd started with stuff, so then
She was into gladiators, wasn't she?
Yeah. Much more violent stuff.
I don't. There's not too much difference between In the Night Garden and Gladiator.
It's just the lycra.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Just and no travelator in the night garden.
Apart from that, it's
a
pretty much
bang
the
on,
same
isn't it?
show.
It's exactly the same format. Same format points. Anything else? Reynolds, what did you find out about telly in 2007?
Mad Men started.
Yes, indeed.
Obviously a big show. I never watched it. I watched a couple of them, to be fair, but I never really got into it.
I
didn't
liked
either,
it,
must confess.
and then I found myself getting into the third series and just asking myself, "This isn't going anywhere." It's just it's decent acting, but it got to the point where the characters just
Is that the advertising thing?
Yeah, in the 60s.
There was
60s.
There was a bit. It was interesting to begin with, and then I found myself just getting. I was just like, I'm just watching this for the sake of it.
It was nicely done, filmed lovely and that, but I just never got into it. But it was a big show at the time.
I bought us John Hamm.
Yeah,
I liked, big fan of the ham.
Big fan of the ham.
Californication. I don't know if you that was great. David Duchovny. That was a great program. That was, and that was actually
he was a sex obsessed writer.
Yeah, they had some great bits in it. With it was quite rude at some point.
Was it his agent?
Yeah.
The shame-headed guy.
Bald-headed guy.
Yeah.
Harry, I think his name. I can't remember.
Like that,
But it was really funny. It was really good. I liked that.
How about bringing Delon now, who deal back with David Duchovny?
Double D.
Do you reckon that work?
Yeah.
Double D. Yes, please.
I did used to enjoy Californication. That was good. That I think I watched it all the way through actually to the end as well. I remember the end.
Yeah, there was a smart ass daughter he had, wasn't it?
Yeah,
She was really sort of wisecracking and stuff. Yeah, I remember that. It was good.
Yeah, it was
very,
good,
very good.
that.
I think Heroes started around that time as well on BBC Two.
Possibly.
Back in 2007, I've got down. I've got Britain's Got Talent started on ITV.
Yes.
I remember who won the first one?
I don't remember, but I've got a question for you afterwards. So if you want to try and...
If I say Weird Teeth?
I was in the Flatley dancing...
No. That was
not Alan Carr.
That'd be brilliant, wouldn't it? Paul Potts, he was an opera singer. He had in the same way.
Didn't he also murder loads of people in Cambodia?
That was Pol Pot.
Okay.
But it would be a hell of a comeback story, wouldn't it?
All is forgiven.
He's done 14 million murders, but
he's got a great voice.
Lovely opera voice. So let's let him off, shall we? Give him a recording contract. Yeah, he was
maybe Mason Greenwood should go on it next year.
Keeping it real. Reynolds with the breaking news. What was your
my bit of trivia on it? So obviously Anton Deck hosted, didn't they? And have always hosted it.
Yes,
but they wasn't meant to be the original hosts.
Ooh.
Can you tell me who it was?
Crankies.
The Crankies.
So was it another famous
is it a double act or
the Chuckle Brothers?
Do you want me to give you some options and I throw in the?
Was it a double act or
no?
So it's one person.
No. So do you want to give? Shall I give you a choice of three?
2007. Who was big around
I was just thinking who was big. Dermot O'Leary.
No,
he was ITV, wasn't
he? Yeah. I'll give you a choice.
Go on, give us a choice then, Richie.
Bruce Forsyth.
Interesting.
Carol Vorderman.
Even more interesting.
And Paul O'Grady.
No, it's got to be Paul O'Grady.
I mean, of the three, Christ, I'm hoping it is, but I think it might be Vorderman.
no, it's O'Grady. Yeah. But
that would have been.
Do you know why he turned it down?
So he turned it down.
He turned it down, yeah. But do you know what? Do you want to know why?
He couldn't bring his dog to the recording.
Phil's itching to hear it, isn't he? He turned it down because basically it was going to be called Paul O'Grady's Got Talent, and because he had his name in it, he didn't want to know, and then he got the ump about it, and then that was it.
So he got annoyed that the show had his own name in it.
Yeah, so it was going to be called Paul O'Grady's Got Talent, because.
So why wasn't it called Anton Deck's Got Talent?
And because he hasn't.
I don't know, because I think he wanted the name change. Whether that then became a thing, and they just changed it to maybe we will just keep it. But he'd already buggered off by then. So there you go.
Would have been shit, wouldn't it? Paul O'Grady's Got Talent.
That wouldn't have worked. I must confess. I don't like the show particularly.
No.
It was that whole thing of the pointing and laughing at the weirdos again. I just never got on with it. Never liked it. I've got a couple of other things. I've got Would I Lie to You? Begins this year.
Still going, isn't it? It's good, isn't it? Good bit of fun.
Exactly.
And it's still got original people on it, or the captains and presenter,
Rob Brydon and Mr. Mitchell and so on. Outnumbered was rocking and rolling on BBC One. And then Gavin and Stacey was on BBC Three.
Yes,
Yeah.
I was going to say about that. Yeah, it's great. I liked it. I didn't. It was enjoyable.
It was nice to have that kind of recognition
I liked
thing
it.
as
Yeah,
well.
I came to it later, I think. I don't think at the time when it was on, I didn't like it, and then 2 or 3 years later, I think I got into it.
But
I
yeah,
like it.
because obviously it was set in Billericay, wasn't it? You're
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
it's a
No, I
nice
like
little
it.
nod
Yeah,
and
I
stuff.
just
It
don't.
kind of gives you that
Yeah.
little, ooh, yeah.
Yeah. No. And it's,
Something from my way.
It's
I've got
great-
Benidorm as well started.
Yeah, Benidorm.
Never watched Benidorm on.
Yeah, no. It was big. I think I liked the first 2 series, and then it just went a bit stupid after that. But it was good when it
Yeah,
first got. I got
never-
Flight of the Conchords as well.
Oh, I love that.
yeah.
That was great.
Love
Yeah.
that,
Wow, amazing.
That came out. That was brilliant.
Little nod of the head.
Graham
there.
Norton show. I've got.
Oh, really?
Was that when it was on
Started-
Channel 4?
Not sure.
No,
I've just-
it
I've
moved
just got-
across.
No, I
to
think it would have
BBC,
been
didn't it?
BBC. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
It was so Graham Norton, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was there.
When it was
So-
Channel 4, so maybe it's...
And then I've just got one other, and this
is this big?
This is brilliant.
You've been hanging on to this, haven't you?
This is brilliant.
Should we go out with a bang with that
I come
last
across
bit?
it, and I was like, wow.
Whoa, you got really excited about it?
Yeah, I did.
That excited?
Bionic Woman with, do you remember who?
I don't remember.
Oh, shit. Vanessa Feltz.
Michelle Ryan. Do you remember Zoe from
Of course.
EastEnders?
Yeah, of course.
She left EastEnders to go to the States to become a
Oh,
star.
what's a
Yeah.
big superstar?
She,
One
the Bionic
series?
Woman.
One,
Yeah.
one series, I'm guessing.
Bless her.
If that.
Oh, it was- yeah.
Oh, dear.
It made me chuckle that. I was like, I
Where
remember
is she
that.
now? I've got Embarrassing Bodies.
Yes, that was
Banging on
so
Channel 4.
bad.
How weird was that?
That was really weird.
They get people that essentially won't go to their own doctor
Doctors.
in the privacy of the surgery.
Yeah.
But what they will do is get their weird shit out on telly.
Yeah, and they're junk
let
as
everyone
well,
look
isn't
at
it?
It was always
It's like-
junk, wasn't it?
yeah, it's always-
My bumhole's got 3 extra bumholes.
Yeah,
What are
no.
you doing putting that on telly? Stick it away.
And he kind of come across a bit weird as well.
Dr.
yeah,
what
well-
was his name?
Feel good.
Dr. Phil Gates.
Pepper.
Dr. Pepper.
Oh, we can do all the doctor jokes we've now got at our disposal.
Shipman.
Yeah, Dr. Shipman.
That would have been a very
Yeah.
different series.
Embarrassing bodies.
Let's go into the back and we'll take a closer look at it for you.
Why are they all in body bags,
They
Doctor?
never come out. Yeah,
They're embarrassed.
Yeah, they're embarrassed.
That's right.
this Faruka got out of hand, died. Never mind. I got Ugly Betty was on Channel 4
Oh,
as well
yeah.
back
okay,
then.
yeah.
I never watched it, but yeah, it's a big show. Wasn't
Big
it?
show, and
Yeah.
then Skins as well for the, for the
okay.
teen
Yeah,
drama.
I never watched that either as well, actually, to be fair.
Actually, that
It
wasn't too bad, actually.
It was
Skins.
half
Yeah.
decent, yeah, and launched a good few actors
Yeah,
as well
that's
to
right,
the,
yeah.
the mainstream, didn't it? So, yeah, I've got.
It was big TV this year, wasn't it?
It was big
loads, wasn't it?
TV. Do you remember the celebs walking off everywhere?
Oh, was
Seems
this
to be
like
happening.
the Bee
Oh,
Gees?
Preston and...
So you had the Bee Gees,
Oh, Bee
you're
Gees.
right, with Clive Anderson, was a
Yeah.
few years before, but this was, where are we? Celebs walking off CBB almost daily. So Celebrity Big Brother.
Oh, I thought you meant CBBS.
How offended could you be?
Macapacas, like...
He's, I've had enough of this bullshit, and he's away. No, so Celebrity Big Brother was on that year, and then Donny Tourette walked off after about a day.
Donny Tourette.
Do you remember him?
Yeah, the name rings a bell.
He was like the punk guy from the terrible band who then walked off again. He got offended on never mind the Buzzcocks. Amstel just ripped him
Right.
apart. But he walked off that. He lasted a day. Ken Russell, the director.
Hang on. A punk guy got the ump.
Yeah.
So,
Because
an anarchy guy.
he wasn't really. He was like one of those kind of
Oh, okay.
faux punk dipsticks. But
Okay.
he literally
When,
got
when
destroyed.
quizzed about it, he
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
folded.
Leo Sayer followed Ken Russell. They
Yeah.
all walked off Big Brother.
Oh, yeah, I do. Yeah.
I think it's because they were all basically offended by the whole thing that we mentioned. The,
Oh,
the
okay,
shield
yeah,
burst.
okay.
Yeah, that was bad. It was like, yeah.
And then Preston from the Ordinary Boys. I think we might have mentioned him before.
Yeah.
He walks off
Yeah.
of Buzzcocks as well.
Buzzcocks, that's it, yeah.
After his wife gets insulted on that. It's like very popular walking off.
Yeah.
Always guarantees to get you some column inches in the papers.
not taking that shit.
Ain't taking that shit from no one, boy.
I wonder if we get on walk off our show. That'd be good, wouldn't it?
I'm going now.
That'd be good though. We just interviewed someone. And
Well, I thought you was going to make Chris walk off with the yawn.
yeah, he knows. He knows. He understands.
All in good jest. And the last thing that I've got, I really will say this is the last thing. The phoning competition scandal on ITV. Do you remember that?
Oh, with Richard and Judy.
So the winners were
That's-
basically... So essentially, they'd get people to phone in, making lots and lots of money for the channel. Turns out all the winners were kind of being pre-selected by runners and production staff and stuff. So no one was really getting a fair entry into the competition. So they got massive fines, and then they all had to scrap the competition.
Who found this out then? Who?
Couldn't tell you.
Someone
Someone somewhere. Yeah, maybe a whistleblower.
That's Richard and Judy, then. Yeah.
Yeah, he was one of them. But they were all running competitions during ITV, and they all had to be pulled.
Oh, really?
Massive money spinner gone.
Outrageous.
Yeah. Richie D, what you
last one I got for me, Secret Diary of a Call Girl with Billie Piper.
Oh, yeah.
And that was where she kind of... Oh, no, she'd done Doctor Who before, hadn't she?
So she must have left Doctor Who by now.
Yeah.
And gone on to dirtier stuff.
Smuttier stuff on ITV.
It was kind of that walking away. A lot of artists do it, don't they? They reinvent themselves. They go from, say, like Kylie did it. She was seen as like
Michelle Ryan from EastEnders.
Exactly. He went on to Bionic Woman. Yeah. So she
became a whore.
She did. Yes.
Successfully so. Was this before or after she'd married Evans?
After.
She was young.
She was really young when she married. I think it was the 90s when she married.
Yeah, that was quite strange, isn't it? No, yeah, that was just a bit.
You sort of forget that they were ever together.
Really
very
odd.
strange. But there we go.
So,
any more for any more? Or should
no,
we,
that's good, man.
But it was good telly.
It was good telly.
Back then, wasn't it?
Good, solid TV.
Good, solid TV. Exactly that film. Solid.
Telly.
Out for the.
Shh. Phil's audio diary. Evening Blankers. It's the 11th of February. It's Leslie Nielsen's birthday today. It would have been his birthday. He unfortunately died a few years ago. But if you're not aware of Leslie Nielsen, did the Naked Gun films, Airplane, Police Squad. Very funny. People have been tweeting a lot of his jokes and that from Police Squad and etc. And I've been finding them very funny today. So I've just been watching a couple of Police Squads. So if you haven't seen them, I recommend you seek out Police Squads and then Naked Guns. Brilliant. Take care. See you soon. Bye. Shh. Phil's audio diary.
All right, we're going to push straight on then, chaps, and we're going to talk about films of 2007. You know the rules by now. It's a 3, 2, 1, and then we can go through some honourable mentions at the end. And I have a feeling there might be a few, because it was a bloody good year for films, wasn't it?
It was great. Yeah.
Normally, tradition dictates that we go to Phil first, but I feel like he might steal them all.
Yeah, no,
to help. No, let's do it.
No. Do you know what? I think let's go to Dell, because I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
Because I'm worried that we're all going to have the same answer
you know
as
what?
our number one again. And
No,
I think if Dell goes for it, I might, because mine are so close, I could just by the slightest thing, I could change.
Cigarette paper between
I'll tell you what.
And I'm worried that we're going to. We had 3 last week, the same.
We did, you're right.
I'm worried we might have the same. Not worried, but.
I'll do a deal with you. I'll go first. If you talk about my number 2, which I think you've got.
We're all guessing
it's
each
just
other's.
on here because of what a great film I remember it as.
Yeah, no.
You'll have better detail on it, so I'll let you talk.
Yeah,
about
I managed to watch a few of them this week.
Can you imagine if we've totally misguessed what we all think we've got?
Yeah. So I suppose we should tell you we don't discuss any of our top 3s
we come
before
to this
we come in
completely
here.
blind.
Yeah.
So it is a surprise.
That's how we like to
us.
do it. It'd be boring otherwise.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Del, give us your top 3 then, my friends.
My number 3 is a film that I revisited this week, and I actually preferred it watching it this time round than I did originally, but I still loved it, so I gave it the heave-ho. Gave it the... Not the heave-ho.
The heave-ho, the Wallopy Woodwolf.
Gave it the love it deserves, I think, anyway. And that's 3-10 to you, Mark.
I had that down to watch, and I didn't get a chance to do it. So I remember liking that film. It's good Western, that, isn't it?
Is that part of like a double trilogy? Oh, sorry, like a double thing where is Letters to Yuma as... No, Letters...
Nah, you're thinking of the Clint Eastwood ones. This is a Western with Russell Crowe and Christian Bale, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about two-fold
the war
Japanese
films.
war
Yeah.
thing. Okay, my apologies. In that case, Del, please continue.
Yeah, no, 3-10 to you. It's a great film.
It's a remake, isn't it, actually, I think?
Yes, it is a remake. Yeah, Russell Crowe is basically a outlaw and he is basically he's been caught, and there's a massive ransom to get him to the 310 at Umar. Christian Bale.
That's a train, isn't it?
Yeah, sorry, it's a train.
So they've got to get him onto this train.
This
To
train.
get him to what?
To get him back.
To get him processed and tried and stuff. Right. Okay.
And there's all different layers to it as well. It's also great because like Christian Bale's part of the gang that has to get him onto the 310, the train to Umar, and he takes his son with him, and there's a bit of a thing between him and his son. His son doesn't really respect him at the beginning of the journey.
I didn't think I'd seen it, but that sounds very familiar.
Yeah, it's
a lot of good facial hair, I imagine, in this.
It's a really good Western.
I remember liking it. I haven't seen it, and it was one I did want to watch, but I didn't get a chance to watch it. But yeah, I remember liking it. It's an honourable mention of mine.
His gang's really good. The sort of everyone's like the morals of the people. You think they're good people, but their morals aren't really all that great. And that's what it really comes down to. I'd say it's a film. About morals, really. That's the way I saw it. But I won't go into it too much. But that was my number 3.
Nice one for the watch pile. In that case, I'll add it to the.
Yeah, I did want to. I think I probably will watch it because I remember liking it. It's entertaining.
It's really entertaining. It's back and forth, and it's always edge. You see type thing. There's always stuff going on, and also there's like a weird friendship develops between the outlaw and sort of Christian, but I'd say friendship, sort of respect.
I was going to say like healthy respect.
Yeah, and you kind of, and it's the way you look
a Midnight Run kind of
potentially, but you're
buddy film.
But no one say buddy, but you're kind of you start to look at Russell Crowe's character in a way. So you're always thinking about the characters. It's that the characters are so good.
Bad, presumably.
Yeah, but there's a lot more involved. Yeah, there's a lot more layers to it, and it's sort of the characters are so good. They get you
good in the bad. See bad in the good, I suppose.
Yeah, it is. You've got that much. There's always stuff going on. There's always sort of like gets you thinking. I was totally enthralled by it. Yeah, that's all I can say. So that's my number 3. My number 2, which hopefully Phil's got it down, so otherwise I'm in shit.
Oh, this is where it could all go wrong.
Is No Country for Old Men.
No, that's not this year, is it?
Yeah.
I'm joking.
Hey,
got it.
You did. Okay.
Yeah, I've got that down.
If not, I was going to shoot in Blades of Glory. If not, but my number 1 is.
So we're assuming that Phil is that on your list first of all, Phil, and you are going to talk about it. Right? Okay, fine.
Yeah.
It's worked perfectly then. So
I'm
far.
pretty sure you've all got this on here. My number 1 is Superbad.
Of course, it blooming well is.
So
is it your number 1, Reynolds?
Well, that's the thing. I think.
Is it a toss up?
Okay.
It's my number 1.
Yeah, and that's why. It is, but I'll probably flick it now to number 2 just because I don't think we should have 2 weeks where we got
just to be different.
Oh yeah.
Well, me and you can beat nerds.
The party place.
Yeah, to hell with it.
It's just it's great casting. It's awkward. For me, it's the best ever teen film ever made. That's what I'm throwing out.
There's a shout.
No, I agree. I think it's brilliant.
I just think it's not just like teen films. There's other teen films that are a bit too silly, but there's something about it that's believable, but it's still just as funny.
Yes, yeah.
There's stuff going on and awkward, but there's still crazy things happening with like the cops. But for some reason, the Seth Rogen thing, you kind of like
living their own childhood.
You can relate to it because essentially the story is them trying to get to a party.
Yeah,
which you've all tried to do. Like every kid has tried to do, buy underage alcohol and get to a party, and that's the story, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's that journey of getting to this party and it all going wrong.
It's just the fact that they're the proper nerds trying to get popular and blah blah blah. There's all of that which has been done before, but it's never been done this well. And it's the fact that it's their last year.
They're realising they're going
different, and that's the beauty. I love the ending.
That bit.
You got that ending when they're on the escalators, and they meet the girls they wanted to, and he's going away. He's going up the escalators, and he's going down, and they look back. They have that looking back at each other, and it's really sad because we've all had that experience where you're growing
100%.
up, and you know you're gonna.
Yeah,
you know you're probably not going to have the same friendship at that point. They've got that friendship.
That's where they're
the pinnacle of it.
Yeah, their journey's split. And it's
and it's beautiful. They look at each other, and it's just that little. It's really good ending. It's
really
a sad
good.
ending, but
Really cleverly done.
in an uplifting way, kind of.
100%. I think all the characters are on point.
But it's the hour and a half before that. It's just full of.
It's so funny.
I mean,
McLovin.
So
funny.
Who gets a fake ID and makes them a 25-year-old Honolulu guy called McLovin? Single name, like Cher.
McLovin.
It's amazing.
And just, what's his name? What's the main guy in it?
So Jonah Hill.
Jonah Hill, yeah.
That was his first.
Yeah, I mean, he's brilliant.
Stuff, isn't he?
He's so funny.
And then Michael
he gets
Cera.
run over and stuff like that. He gets hit by the car. And he goes to that party and he's rubbing up against the girl.
Even like the spin-off side stories where he like gets caught drawing the Book of Dicks.
And then
it's just ridiculous. And then
the flights of fancy.
It's got like Emma Stone. Obviously, Emma Stone's in it, isn't she?
Michael, what's he called? Michael Cera.
Yeah.
He's brilliant. He plays the best awkward person ever.
He's very good at that in every single
but he
thing
does it with integrity and he's like got good morals and he's awkward, and he's
almost going to get it on with the girl that he really loves, but then he becomes like the whole gentleman. I don't want to take advantage of her.
And she's really drunk.
You've got a vomit scene. Who doesn't want a vomit scene?
Yeah.
You've got cops that are shooting up their own car and stuff and setting light to it in the end. Bill Hader's brilliant.
Yeah, he's great as well. Yeah,
great.
It's one of them comedy that I could watch. When it's on the telly, it's one of them ones I've got to watch.
Even the opening scenes where they're dancing,
isn't it?
It just gets me from the beginning.
I never knew that.
Stupid dance.
And that's very much bottom-like, isn't it? Where it's a silhouette, isn't it? And they're like just.
But Michael Cena's dancing really well, and Seth Rogen, I think, dances really well. But I looked back the other day, and he's not really. But he's really doing some moves. But it's just so funny because
I tried to watch it with my 14-year-old daughter the other day. I got to watch this film, and then I forgot the first 10 minutes. It's just it's just them talking about like pussy, and she didn't like it. I don't remember it being like that. You know when you watch it and you're thinking, I don't remember it being like this.
Dad, what? Why are you making me watch
She didn't even say that. She just got up, walked out, and then Claire went, she didn't like the film. And I was like, I just think, I don't blame her. Because
I got that.
I don't remember it being like that. I was really shocked.
All it takes is like one scene in the film to totally make your kid go, what are you doing?
Yeah. I mean, for me, I was laughing, but I was thinking, I'm watching my 40-year-old daughter. I didn't think I can't remember it being like that.
Oh, mate. Even the weird guy who runs Seth Rogen over. And he drives them to the party, and like he's just hated the guy who drives them there, and I can't remember.
Oh, is it Joe?
You seem like Brooklyn Nine.
Trogroglio.
Is it Brooklyn 911? Yeah,
the Italian looking.
Yeah,
guy. I mean, Phil does a great accent, so it's perfect.
He does like really high pitch. Yeah, even that's just great.
The whole supporting cast is brilliant.
Yeah, it's a great film.
Incredibly well written. It's just brilliant. Love that film.
Yes.
And you can watch it at any point.
At any point. I could, It's great. It is brilliant.
So good. Glad you picked that, Richie D.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. Good. 3, 2, 1. Reynolds in that case. Now we know what we can expect from you.
This is
in 2 positions.
It was good. There's loads of ones just missing out we'll come back to. But I've managed to watch a few films where I remember liking them, but I thought I'll give them another try this week. And where do they stand? So do they make the test of time? Yeah, they do. But it was what ones break into my top 3. I always had my 1 and 2. It was what was going to be number 3, and I think what done it was a little film called Lars and the Real Girl.
Okay.
So this is a great little film. It's a really indie film. This is a Ryan Gosling film.
What, starring or written?
No, he stars in it, and he's actually, because this is before he became the good-looking hunk, and he's actually put on a bit of weight for this. Right. And he's a real unsociable, nerdy character, and he doesn't like interacting with people. Okay. He lives in his brother's back in the garage, annex kind of thing, in this small American religious town, and he's liked by everyone. I think his parents. I think you don't actually know, but you get the impression his mum died giving birth to him.
Right. Okay.
So it's kind of touched, but you don't ever actually know that. And basically, he's not, like I say, doesn't socialise with anyone and that. And then he works and he finds this bloke's talking about going online and getting these sex dolls as such.
Right.
So he orders one, and then he basically has it as his girlfriend, and then he starts to come out of his shell.
So when you say with his girl, like taking it around town and
so
stuff.
This is what. So he gets a delivery,
right.
and it's the doll, and then he knocks on because his brother's wife, he's trying to get him out. He's like, oh, come on, join, have dinner with us. And he's like, no. It starts off like that. And then he knocks on their door and it's like, I've met a girl, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, oh, bring her over. And then they're like sitting there shocked. And he's sitting there with this like doll next to him. And he's
bring a date
he's
to
talking to her. Oh, yeah. He like listens to her a bit like sooty and sweet talk.
Yeah.
Oh, talk. And they're all like, he's nuts. So they're like, we've got to get him to a doctor. They take him to their local GP. And like I say, it's all really close communal village and town, and this doctor,
so everyone knows everyone else's business.
This doctor says, like, I want to see her every week, but really she wants to see him every week. She's like, I want to see her every week. I don't think she, let's so it's all like that. And he's basically, the town starts to kind of accept the doll
with her. Right.
And they're taking her out of doing her hair and stuff because they love him so much. They want him to be better. It's all about mental illness, really, if you think about it.
Yeah. And acceptance.
And it's so good. And it's one of them films, a bit like we had last episode with, what's the Sunshine film, was it?
Little Miss Sunshine.
It's one of them films where you're smiling through it because it's everyone trying to do the right thing. You can see everyone doing this.
It'd be very easy to scoff and to poke fun and blah, blah, blah.
But it's not. It's a real nice, touchy film. And you smile at it's a really, I recommend watching it. Lars and the Real Girl.
The Real Girl.
It's really good. It's just they all accept it, and I won't tell you the ending.
Is it easy to get? Like, or do you have to?
I don't know. Probably I can't
do some digging. You
might have to. I wouldn't have. It might be on. I don't know. I can't remember where I watched it, but really good. Like a feel good film where you just you smile and you go, "Oh, that's really nice," kind of film. It's good. Little, just small indie film.
I like those little nuggets that you've never heard of.
Yeah,
you should try and watch.
That's my number. That sneaked in. My number 2 will be Superbad. Could have easily been number 1. Because classic. Like we said, we've gone over that. But my number 1, he's probably your number 2. Well, was your number 2, Del, was No Country for Old Men. So Superbad, as good as it is, a great comedy. Watch it anytime you want. No Country for Old Men is just probably a near perfect film. It's amazing. But it's obviously a dark film. So like say, that's where Superbad and this was so close. Depends what mood I'm in. If I'm in a comedy mood, it's going to be Superbad.
Yeah.
And the Coen brothers is this film. We know what they're like, but this is actually quite different for them because I would say this is their first actual real thriller.
Right.
Well, they've done Fargo, but there's still elements of comedy in Fargo and funny characters in Fargo. There's not in this. It's quite dark and just it's a full-on thriller, isn't it? But it's brilliant. So it's basically I think it's set in the 80s or early 80s.
Yeah.
In Texas, somewhere like I don't actually know if you actually know where it's set, but it's Josh Brolin comes across this.
Near the Rio Grande somewhere.
Is it? Yeah. And Josh Brolin comes across a drug deal that's gone wrong. And he comes across all these Mexicans that are dead and a drug deal, basically. He comes across drugs. He follows and finds this money. This bloke who obviously the drug deal's gone wrong has found this money. So he takes it, and then it's basically, and there's a guy who someone's got on the loose, who's Javier Bardem, who's got this crazy haircut.
Yeah, he looks
he's got that big bowl.
Yeah, he's brilliant. But he's one of the evilest characters in film because he's got no qualms about killing you, and he carries his oxygen tank.
Yeah, he's got no emotion. I remember them.
And I think it's what they do for killing cows. So I think it's got a pin in it. I think people think it's oxygen, but it pumps things out. But it's like a button. Yeah, it's like a bolt, and it pumps basically. Yeah. So he kills this bloke just for no reason, like straight through the head. So they can't actually. They're looking for bullets. The police obviously are on the tower, but there are no bullets because it's just all done by this thing, and it's like pure pressure doing it. So it's crazy, and it's basically a cat and mouse story. Him trying to find the money. Josh Brolin's got it. It's got a tracking device on it. There's loads of tense scenes in it where he's in a motel and he's one side of the door and you see his feet and it's really tense. And then he blows the lock through the door out with this device,
pressure thing.
It's great. It's such a good film. What I love about it is, though, it's... I don't know if I'm giving the ending away, but it's so real and everything has got a logical... You know, with some films, it's a bit far-fetched. It's not. It's so real and you can understand every movement they do.
Right.
And even to the point where the ending, it doesn't end how you think it's going to.
Okay.
And like so, without giving it away, it's just a real film, but really well done. I think it's a masterpiece. It's the Coen brothers at their best.
Oh, okay. Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I'll have to rewatch it again because I loved it back.
I loved it
the
the
day.
first time, and we spoke, didn't we? I watched it again, and I was just as impressed, if not more. Actually, I watched it with subtitles.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, just because I don't know why, but the quality I had wasn't that good,
okay.
and it was actually really good listening because they've got really southern accents as well. I don't think I really understood it. So Tommy Lee Jones is the sheriff in it, and he's got a lot of monologue in it, and first time I didn't hear it, but when you're actually reading it, it makes a lot of sense, and you get more out of it. I was like, that's really good actually. Okay. And obviously why it's called No Country for Old Men is because he's getting old.
Yeah,
and this country's no more for them. And that.
Of course.
It's a brilliant film. Yeah, recommend it.
It's one of the ones that I have actually seen. So I remember it very well. The only thing I would say, it was released on January the 18th in the UK. 2008. So I actually had it in for next episode. There we go. Which is why it does not make my my list.
Well, me and Delve got it. 2 against 1.
Well, that's all right by me because prepare to be dazzled, my friends.
Wow.
Prepare to be dazzled. My number 1 is obviously Superbad. We've mentioned this before. My 2 and 3 differ somewhat from yours. 1, because they were released in the correct year, and 2, because I'm obviously a bit more of a soppy bollocks. So in 3, coming in at number 3.
I think I know one.
Hot Fuzz.
Yeah.
I went Hot Fuzz, number 3. It's just Peg and Frost at it again. Obviously, we've had guests mention it.
Yes.
As being right up there as well. Love Shaun of the Dead. Love this as well.
It's great. Yeah.
It's not for everyone, but it's still just funny,
Yeah, that's an
quotable,
honourable mention. Yeah.
a genius little thing. It's sort of the little nods to like Point Break and to the Bad Boys scenes and all that sort of stuff. The delicious murder scenes. Now, I'm not one for gore and horror, but these are like comedy deaths where like they break the spire off the church and it falls and kills the reporter, Adam Buxton in there. It's just some really weird stuff. The gardening shears to the throat, the gas explosion. There's all manner of stuff. You've got
really.
Yeah, it's
over
dark.
the top.
It's dark, but it's funny.
Yeah.
And it's very sweet. So I like that one quite a lot.
No, that's great. Yeah.
And my number 2, I went a slightly different tack. I went for Ratatouille.
Oh, now I've got something to mention about that.
I love Ratatouille.
Yeah, it's great.
I think it's just beautiful, and it's one of Pixar's best. So it's right up there with Toy Story, and then Up and WALL-E for me. I love all
well,
they were on a real
I think
upward
Up's next
trajectory.
year, and that's my favourite.
So WALL-E, I think, comes into 2008, and Up is into 2009. So it's literally every year there's something phenomenal, and this is just up there again. It's like there's no catchy songs that it hangs off. It's not kind of that twee nonsense that they could have gone. It's all about the story. The backdrops just look ridiculously
amazing.
good
Paris
as well.
looks
It
great,
just looks fabulous. It's literally like it's a proper shot film. It just, you wouldn't know it's animated. It's brilliant. And it's just all about sort of challenging what society deems normal and going after your dreams. It's an uplifting experience of a film.
Yeah, I love Ratatouille. Yeah. That was that was mine and Casey's first film at the cinema.
Ah, that's a nice one. Really? That's a good memory.
We always remember that, yeah. I love Ratatouille for that. It's a great film anyway, but
excuse me, it's
an added extra that we,
Been on the ride,
our first
been
film.
on the ride at Disney, Euro Disney?
Yeah, it's good though, isn't it? Yeah.
I haven't done Euro Disney. No.
I'm sure it's in...
It's not in Disney World, no. There's a what one is it? Slinky Dog thing, and there's a couple of other things in Disney, but yeah. Really
I like Ratatouille. It's a great film.
What have we got honourable mentions in that case, chat?
Oh, there's loads.
I mean, there are quite a number. I've got... Well, now this depends, because I've got a lot for 2008, which I wonder if they're going to be some of yours for 2007 because of the US, UK VPN. So I've got things like Blades of Glory, Evan Almighty, Simpsons movie.
Yeah.
That sort of stuff.
I haven't got any of them.
I got Knocked Up as well, which I quite like.
Yeah, I got Knocked Up. Yeah, that was good.
And The Pursuit of Happiness.
Mate.
That sort of stuff.
Yeah. So
what about you, Dale?
Yeah, no, again, Blades of Glory was close.
It was close because it's Ferrell at his silly best, and John Heder as well was very
John
good.
John Heder's really good. Just Ferrell's name, Chaz Michaels.
It's ridiculous.
It's just really, like, again, silly names. The fact of they have a fight on the podium, don't they?
Yeah.
The mascot gets set on fire.
Oh, yes, that's brilliant.
And then they become really bitter, don't they? He turns into a drunk. Yeah, and he has to do the kids show, doesn't he? As the ice skating.
Yeah, that's right. And he's throwing up inside his own big mask head, isn't he? Yeah.
Anything from
with
that.
a microphone on as well, isn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, God, I can smell it. It's disgusting. Oh, I'm going to do it again. As he skates around the ice.
Doesn't John Heder work in an ice skating shop?
Yes.
There's a hand or whatever, so he's really dropped down.
Yeah.
That as well, I love the stalker.
It's the Will Arnett thing as well.
Will Arnett, he's great.
The Evil too.
Yes.
And I forget her name. She's from Parks and Recreation.
Yeah, I know.
It's the
and Pole or whatever.
Amy Poehler.
Yeah, she's great.
The two sort of American.
And the weird guy who goes, I'm still going to kill you one day, Jimmy.
Yeah,
and he's always
stalker,
he always says about wearing his skin as a mask. And
That's right.
And all this sort of shit. It just plays like lunatic, and anything from that, just like the move they do, where they practice it and it's cutting off. Decapitating.
It's killed.
It's never been done
of,
before. Just stupidness, but
it'll never work with a man and a woman, but it can work with two men. The really intense coach as well. He's really good in that. There's so many good characters in it. It's really funny.
Yeah, and they're just childness and their bitterness between each other. Yeah, but there you go.
We're going to skate to one song and one song only. Lady Humps by the Black Eyed
Peas.
That's genius. They're always quotable films, aren't they? It's just very silly stuff. What else you got, Mr. Reynolds? How about some?
I've got There Will Be Blood. That's a good film.
Was it? I'm trying to get around to watching it. I didn't quite fancy it.
I've seen it once. Oh, okay. It's quite heavy though. It's a good film, but
did it win all the Oscars or did it?
I think did
or did
what's his name win it? I can't remember.
Day-Lewis.
I think he did, didn't he?
Yeah, I've got that in next year as well. I must have
really? Zodiac. David Fincher film. That's about 3.5 hours long though. It's a bit of a long film.
That's not a film.
It's about the San Fran. The killer. Is it Summer of Sam? Kind of San Francisco killer.
Killer.
It's all about that. That's quite good. The Mist. That's a little B movie. I don't know if you know about this. So this is a great little film.
Barely know about A movies.
This is a Stephen King short which was made into a film, and it's
okay.
But it's got probably the darkest ending I've ever seen in a film ever, and it's basically about this town that gets the mist comes and all these monsters come out, and then they're all trapped inside like a supermarket kind of thing, and there's all stuff going inside it, and he's got the father and son are the two main characters, and they try to escape, and I'd just say watch it just for the ending alone. It's so dark, but it's good. Yeah, it's really. It's not the film itself. It's not the greatest, but for the ending, it's just like.
But you know what you're getting with a kind of a B movie anyway.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say it's proper B movie, but it's not.
It's not.
The story's still kind of B movie-ish, if that makes sense. Juno, Gone Baby Gone. It's like a little.
That rings a bell.
Ben Affleck film that was. I think that might be his directorial debut. Sunshine. Remember that was one set in space. Danny Boyle film.
Yeah.
I think it's a bit like Event Horizon. Do you remember in the early? It's all about. It all goes a bit. It's about a horror element to it. I remember that. I've got 3:10 to Yuma. I had 30 Days of Night. Nice little vampire film.
Right. Nice little vampire.
Just so you're aware, the word's nice little.
No, but it's good. It's
one for the kids.
It's got. I think it's got Melissa George in it. Do you remember from Home and Away?
Yeah.
And Josh Hartnett, is it? And it's set in Alaska because it doesn't get dark or.
Oh, right, sort of land.
Yeah, so it's sort of, and it's quite good. I remember liking that. Control.
Yeah, Joy Division.
Yeah, but it didn't make. It was a great film, but it's a bit dark.
Very dark. Yeah. Stardust.
Yeah, Stardust was there. Yeah, that's a good film.
That would have. I don't know. I found that a really fun film. Actually.
Yeah, it's a good, fun little family film.
Is that Michelle Pfeiffer?
Yeah. Robert De Niro, isn't it?
Robert De Niro drags up, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Sienna Miller's in it. It's quite a big. Yeah.
Decent cast.
I've got The Orphanage, which is a great little. This nearly made my top 3 as well.
Great little Spanish horror film as well.
Lovely little Spanish horror film.
Now this is. I mean, I think obviously last year
takes us all the way around Europe
and
killing.
Last year we had Pan's Labyrinth, didn't we? Spanish film. This is The Orphanage, great film.
okay.
The woman who goes back to her home where she grew up is now an orphanage.
Yeah.
No, sorry, it was an orphanage when she was younger. She goes back to it to live in, and her boy goes missing. She starts to see this ghostly figure. And again, this is one where the ending just gets you, but it's kind of got a nice little ghost story, uplifting ending to it. It's again, without giving it away, but I recommend it. The Orphanage, no, good film. And what was Once is my other one. Great film. This nearly made my top 3. Irish film. About a busker. Resonated with me because I was in Pip Whitehouse at the time. I was big around busking at the time.
Huge in Ireland, wouldn't you?
Can see why.
But this is a great little film. Great soundtrack as well. It's a little busker who plays songs, and then this like Czech girl comes up. They form a little relationship. He's trying to get back to his old girlfriend in London. Right. They play some songs, and the soundtrack is amazing. Yeah, and nice little one of them nice little films that I like this. So yeah.
When you say soundtrack's amazing, I presume you mean because it's got people like Westlife.
No, it's all him.
Bewitched.
So it's all him playing the songs. The guy who's I can't remember his name, but he he's a famous like folk singer.
Oh right.
I'll get it up and find out who it is because I've actually mentioned him in my albums as well. So yeah, very good film that is.
Little flick ahead.
And they've done like a West End show of it, actually. Once. Yeah, it's good.
Not too shy. There's only a couple of other ones. Smoking Aces and Barble were both down there. Last King of Scotland, I think.
Last King of Scotland.
It was a bit dark.
But you like a dark film, don't you?
Lovely
little mass murder.
Yeah,
lovely one.
B-movie.
Oh yeah, the one with Jerry, whatever his chops is.
Yeah, Jerry Seinfeld.
I've seen that recently. Actually, it's quite sweet.
Yeah, it's all right. Yeah, it's quite. Yeah, like you say, it's quite.
All about the corporate greed.
Tom and Jerry the Nutcracker. I quite like this. This again, it's like
we go very different ways, don't we?
No, I watched it again. I watched it with the kids. It's just quite Tom and Jerry. It's just
can't beat Tom and Jerry.
Universal.
They don't really have to say anymore, but they're throwing the Nutcracker along with it.
T and J.
And Run Fat Boy Run. I don't mind that.
The Simon Pegg one.
Yeah, it's quite nice. Oh, Shrek 3 that I've got down there.
Always a bit of Shrek.
And it would have, again, it's, I actually think I enjoyed Shrek 4 as well. But again, that would have been up there with almost like a perfect trilogy if they hadn't got, I can't remember Shrek 4, so I can't really go in there. But I think it was quite good from what I remember. So that's
they'll sort of blend into.
But as trilogies go, if they'd have ended it there, I would have that was great. It's same with Toy Story. If they'd have ended it at 3,
at 3, yeah. 4 was unnecessary. Yeah. I think we all agree on that one, definitely.
But yeah, that's it, really.
Lovely stuff. Good films this year.
Was good,
and some for next year as well.
Here's one for you, Jim.
Jesus Christ!
It's a comedy one. It's a spoof one.
I think my colostomy bag just blew up.
There's a film in here. I just wrote it down just because it's called Balls of Fury.
Yeah, I know this one.
It's a spoof about table tennis.
With Christopher Walken playing some weird.
Right. Is it any good or just
absolutely atrocious? It's really bad. Randy Daytona, I think, is the hero in it.
It's a great name.
Yeah, but essentially they end up in like some Cambodian kind of jungle hideout, and the whole thing's wired, and he ends up battling his way out, going across one of those kind of rickety rope bridges, like in Indiana Jones, across a massive gorge, and they're battling with ping pong balls as they go across it. It's really bizarrely silly. Right, okay. It's very silly.
I might check it out.
He's got like a blind instructor, as far as I remember, who teaches him. He's like a Miyagi
so not
type.
In the woods. Don't use your eyes.
Don't use your eyes. Yeah, all that.
Fearless.
Feel where the ball. Yeah, feel the balls.
Feel the balls.
Feel the balls. I believe that's the tagline of the whole thing. Nice. Good roundups indeed.
Out for the
Shh. Phil's audio diary. Bonjour Blancas. Joyeux Saint Valentin. That was Happy Valentine's Day in French. Tried to keep it romantic and keep to theme with a French accent. So have a good one, whatever you're doing. I've got a steak on the go, so yeah, I'll keep you posted. See you later. Bye. Shh. Phil's audio diary.
Okay, fellas, let us crack on with our musical choices of 2007. Same rules apply, 3, 2 and 1, and some honourable mentions. As we mixed it up, let's go for Philip Reynolds with the music time round.
Okay, this was I didn't mind this year, actually. Been struggling with certain years. This was all right.
Solid year.
So my number 3, it was... Okay, I'll leave the one... honourable mention, I'll come back to that one.
Yeah.
The number 3... Sneaking in was The National with an album called Boxer.
Yeah, I like The National. Yeah. They're on my honourable mentions list.
Good little album. They kind of changed their music a little bit, I think, at this point. And what I love about it, I listened to it again recently. It's very good little band, very obscure lyrics. What I love about it is, especially on this album, I haven't listened to the other stuff recently to know if it does it, but the drummer's with a different band, I think, because he is going hell for leather.
He's hearing totally
I love it though, because he's like proper going for it, and then you've got this really slow piano, acoustic guitar, really deep, slow voice coming in. But the drummer's on it, and he's like bang, he's having the time of his life.
It's like he's been double parked and his tickets about
but somehow it works. It's like it doesn't seem out of. It's not like you think, that doesn't sound right. It works with it, but it's brilliant. He's on one.
He's double timing, yeah.
And it's really good album. Actually, I really like that.
Something. I might have even borrowed it off you, Jim.
I think I might well have given you a dodgy. Dodgy file or something, yeah.
You gave me that Band of Horses, or
all that sort of stuff was.
Yeah, they're good National. I like the National. Yeah, so Boxer, that crept at number 2.
Lovely choice.
Number 3. Sorry, that was number 2 is Interpol with Our Love to Admire.
Okay.
That's so this is the one I was getting mixed up with. This is my favourite Interpol album. No probably songs that people will know, but the album as a whole was really good. Great songs like Pioneer to the Falls, Rest My Chemistry. It's a really good album. Recommend
so
it.
It's like the sum of the parts is better than the individual.
Yeah, it's a
songs per se.
It's a solid album.
Yeah,
with good, because Interpol can be a bit. I can understand why some people don't like them, some people do.
Yeah, they're not mass consumption.
This is probably a bit more radio friendly.
Okay.
Although, ironically enough, I don't think any of them actually become radio hits. Friendly, yeah. But it's a really good album. I like it.
Oh, okay. I'll have to give that a listen to. I
think you'd like it. It is good. But my number 1. They've been constantly through this one, but they finally got top spot. It was Biffy Clyro with Puzzle. This is a great album of theirs. So you got Living is a Problem Because Everything Dies, Saturday Superhouse, Who's Got a Match, A Whole Child of Go, Get Fucked Stud, Folding Star. It's a great album. This is like when they started to become. They crossed that again. They changed their music slightly. So they were a bit underground with their other albums. Now they're starting to find their feet. I think I can't remember his name, the lead singer, but I think this album's about his mum had died. Literally just before. Right. So it's kind of about death and Folding Stars. I know he's about his mum and that. So it's quite poignant to him. But they start to find their. Fine-tune a little bit.
The groove and the sounds.
It's a really good album. Puzzle. Biffy Clyro, number 1.
Nice.
Very good 3. Interesting. Any crossover with that, Richie D?
No, none whatsoever. I know you guys said you thought it was a good year. I really struggled. I've got lots of honourable mentions, but a lot of the albums I like 1, maybe 2, possibly 3 songs off of the ones I've got here anyway.
Okay.
But I'll go for number 3 is The View. Hats Off to the Buskers.
That's my number 3.
Oh, is it really?
It is.
Well, it could have been 2, but I don't know. I was like mulling over it a little bit.
The View. What did they do?
The very young Scottish.
So they did the title song, Hats Off to the Buskers. They did Skag Trendy, The Don, Face for the Radio, Claudia.
Same Jeans is the one you're
They
on.
were Hats Off to the Buskers
for bodies. No, that one.
Yeah, so you know if you heard them. Again, they're not everyone's cup of tea, but I think they actually used to be Buskers. I think.
Yeah.
And then they got picked up and whatever.
Yeah.
But
I feel their pain.
my number
It starts well. It tails off a bit for me. Towards the end.
Yeah,
of the
there's
album.
a bit,
It's
and
not-
like I say, it's sort of there is some really.
They were very young, sort of essentially Scottish guys, weren't they?
Yeah,
Talking about like
really.
all the skagheads that grew up on the estate and
Get a little bit,
around
I
that.
suppose, Scottish Arctic Monkeys, maybe.
Kind
not
of,
as,
yeah.
Not as, again,
Yeah, you
like
can
talking
kind of hear, like-
storytelling about their upbringing.
It's it's all the Wasters sort of in and around
Yes.
that kind of world. It's like Iggy Pop and Stooges kind of vibes, and that sort of thing. It's nice.
Number 2.
See if we meet again, Richie Day.
Had the Hoosiers. Hoosiers, sorry. Worried About Ray.
Honourable mention for me.
I thought we mentioned that before.
It's that the album was Trick to Life.
Yeah, sorry, yeah, you're right. Yeah, Trick to
the
Life.
song
Yeah,
was
sorry.
Worried About
Again, that's not bad. The title song's not too bad. Worried About Ray. Worst case scenario. From Rabbit Run. They've got some bizarre. So, Goodbye, Mr. A. Cops. It's just a fun album. It's upbeat. It's fun. It's a bit silly. And when I saw them live,
I was going to say, I remember seeing them at like festivals.
Yeah,
and
they're
stuff.
entertaining. They're not like, I don't think I ever bought another album. No need to. I don't think once I heard this, that was it. Really,
It's as good as they're getting.
I was very tempted to swap this for the Enemies album, actually, which sometimes I'm mulling over, but I've done this, but I've made my bed, sort of thing. But my number one kind of come out of nowhere, actually, and I'm glad I looked it up or looked him up anyway. Is Ryan Adams, and he did an album called Easy Tiger. But a handful of songs on here. Again, you'll either love him or you don't, but he's more country blues, that sort of thing. A couple of songs on here: Goodnight Rose, 2, Everybody Knows, Halloween Head, and Two Hearts, Rip Off. There's loads on here, but it's a great album. Again, I have to be in the mood to listen to it, a bit like the Hoosiers. If I listen,
Very
to
different
it.
moods, though.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, but that's the choice. So that's me, mate. Over to you.
I love that. That's my choice, and I'm sticking to it. So screw you all.
Exactly. Yeah.
I like your style, Del. I like your style.
Mate.
Well, you've set me up obviously with number 3, which is The View. Hats Off to the Buskers.
Yep.
You've just mentioned my number 2, which is The Enemy. With We'll Live and Die in These Towns.
Yeah, I really like this album, actually.
I had a little listen, and again, I was like, I worried it was going to go down the same path as like Pigeon Detectives and various ones that we've mentioned, where we kind of go, actually, it's dog shit when you listen back to it. But it's actually half decent, because it's sort of very honest songs about escaping the shitty lives that await them if they don't make something better than what they've currently got.
And even their album before is good, isn't it?
Yeah,
well, I liked it anyway.
You can kind of hear like little bits of Jam and that sort of stuff in there about growing up and trying to not be dragged down and stuff. But you've got songs like Away From Here, which is
Away From Here,
a good
great,
start. Aggro, You're Not Alone, It's Not Okay. You can even hear by the kind of the album, the song titles, where it's going. It's a good album.
I even quite like Happy Birthday Jane.
Yes.
It's like quite a sweet song. You sort
of go, well, that's 6 songs out of like 11.
Did they just sing that Happy Birthday song?
Yeah, Happy Birthday, Jane. Happy Birthday too.
But they do the squash tomatoes and stew.
Exactly.
It's pretty rock and roll.
Exactly. We're loving it.
It was just kept off the number 1, though. I thought you were going to mention it when you said he. I went with Jamie T with Panic Prevention.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to listen to it. I love. Is this the one? It's not the one with Zombie on, is it?
This is the one with Sheila. So Lonely was the ballad. Salvador,
I love
Dry
Salvador.
Off Your Cheeks. Brand new bass guitar. If you got the money.
Yes.
There's more and more you kind of go. You sort of, you're aware of Mr.
Yeah.
I just really like him.
You're aware of Mr. T.
He getting all painful. Very different.
Does he sing the theme tune to Happy Valley? Is that Jamie T?
Do you know? I don't know for definite.
Did he sing Thunder or Lightning? What's the song?
No, that's Jake Bugg. You're thinking.
I know. I'm thinking. Yeah.
I think I know you, mate.
No, maybe I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
He's got some really good songs. Yeah. Again,
maybe I don't know.
He's kind of sort of your typical, in the same way like the Streets, like urban-y poet type affair. But he did it with this weird cod Jamaican kind of pronunciation. So you could kind of go, oh, he's just a rich boy from like Wimbledon, but he's putting on the accent type thing, just to try and urban himself up a little bit.
Yeah, there's one of the intros, isn't it? That has that in it, isn't it? It's like a
You
posh
boys, yeah.
Yeah, isn't it like a posh speaking?
That's Lonely's the ballad, isn't it?
Yeah, and then there's a sort of a working class boy talking,
Blue-blooded
coming in.
figure of the English
Is it?
tongue.
Yeah,
That one, yeah. But it's just, it's nice, vivid pictures painted with basically him, his bass guitar, a bit of a sampler keyboard, and some lyrics just kind of angrily spat out.
Cool.
Which I quite liked.
I like Jamie too. Yeah, so I'll have another listen.
Clubs, all of that sort of stuff.
All that sort of stuff.
It's all stuff that at 28, 29 we were doing, but he was just talking about.
Yeah.
So that is my 3, 2, and 1. So let's talk honourables in that case. You've already mentioned the National Dell. Sorry, Phil. You mentioned Band of Horses, which I had down as well. Cease to Begin was an album
Right,
from
okay.
this
I
year,
think that might have been the one you
which I really like.
Yeah, that's good, yeah.
And you mentioned Hoosiers as well. There was a couple of others for me. Editors, An End Has a Start. I really liked
it's not bad.
Yeah.
and there was a Foo Fighters album, and obviously I like Foo's. Echo, Silence, Patience and Grace.
Yeah.
What about you, Reynolds? Anything else, Bubble?
Yeah, I've got Arcade Fire, Neon Bible.
Yes, indeed.
Nearly made my 3, but I think National just beat it. There's a couple of good songs on it, but over as an album, I went back to it. It's not brilliant. It's okay, but yeah. So that was an honourable mention. Bon Iver, Forever Go. Is it Bon Iver or Bon Iver?
Bon Iver.
Bon Iver.
Yeah.
That's a good one. What's the famous song he's got on that? Well, they've done a cover of Birdie. I can't think what it is.
Oh, I love that one.
Bird.
That sounded like a bird, didn't it? That wasn't intentional.
They're sucking seeds to their
Bird
teeth.
with some
It'll come back
deranged
to me.
sort of condition.
And Kings of Leon, because of the times.
Yes.
okay.
And
Yeah,
like
I
On
had that
Call
down.
and things like that. And Once, the soundtrack too. Brilliant. Great. Again, really good album from the film. And while Rich, you discuss yours, I'm going to look up who the singer was, so I can't remember his name.
Oh, okay, go on. So what you got, Richie D?
I had the Wombats moving to New York.
Oh, saucy.
It's not a bad album, but I think I only like it for moving to New York. And I think there's another 2 songs that I don't mind as well.
Yeah, they kind of thrashed through some songs, didn't they? They're very fast.
It's not it's very fast. Again, I think when I listened to it, I was like, oh, this is giving me a bit of a headache. So
It's kind of a bit off the moment, isn't it? Because you've got a lot of that sort of...
Yeah, 100%. There's the Twang with Two Lovers and Either Way. That's not a bad album. A bit similar to The Enemy, again, talking about certain things.
Yeah. You're right there.
Quite like the Klaxons, Myths of the New Future. Again, that crossover, dancey type...
it was getting a bit more
bandy
as well,
type thing.
I think you had MGMT this year as well.
Yeah, MGMT had them down.
Oracular Spectacular.
Pigeon Detectives. I didn't even bother listening to this one because I think I got a bit sick of it.
I wrote it down and then did very similar. I could not be asked to listen to it, which kind of says everything you need to know, doesn't it?
Yes, but it leads me to a memory for next year that I can talk about next year. So that's a story. And Maximo Park, Our Earthly Pleasure. That was the one it's the second album. There's some good songs in it, but it's just the lyrics I've struggled a little bit with. Things about architecture and packing books from boxes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like it. I know. I don't know. I know you don't want to replicate your debut album, but this seemed. I was a little bit. It's just a bit disappointed. You expect so much, but you don't get it.
You don't indeed. There's one other one that I should mention because you, myself, and Mr. Hardman all went and watched this person at a V, and we thought it was going to be the weirdest sort
Gene
of gig.
Pitney.
Not that far off, Mika. Life in cartoon
Mika was
motion.
really good. Yeah,
he was amazely good compared to what we were expecting.
Yeah,
and I went back and listened to it again, and there's more songs in there than you realise that you sort of bop along to a little bit.
I forgot about Mika.
Bit of a strange one, but I was like, I saw him perform. He was either on like a Jaws or like a Hootenanny or something of that, and I was like, oh, he's actually quite good. Like he's got a voice.
Yeah.
But it's like, he's not everyone's cup of tea. And I was like, I'll have a listen just in case. And I suddenly went, oh, it's all right. But there you go. That is my thing.
Grace Kelly, wasn't it?
Yeah, amongst others.
And Glenn Hansard was the bloke out Once. He's like a folk singer-songwriter.
Oh, folk.
Really good, though. Yeah, it's a good album, Once. Soundtrack. And a good film.
Yes, indeed. But good choices, one and all, on the music. Yeah, lovely, boys.
Out for the out for the
Phil's audio diary. Afternoon, Blankers. It's the 19th of February, Sunday the 19th of February. Just been out for a long walk with the dog. Oh, it's beautiful out there. I mean, I haven't mentioned it much in diaries for this month, but what a February it's been. I normally dread February. It's normally horrible, but it's been absolutely amazing this year, isn't it? So I'm predicting an early summer and a good summer. So you heard it here first, okay? Speak soon, people. Take care. Shh. Phil's audio diary.
Right then, gentlemen, we are nearing the end of this episode, but we would be remiss without dipping into the letters and emails bag for one little trip. So, heads down, eyes up. Everyone concentrating, because this is going to get weird. We go to a question from Willy Wanker from the Unhygienic Chocolate Factory. He asks, how would you survive a bear attack if both of your hands were made of salmon? Reynolds, you are our our man in the know. Both your hands are made of salmon.
I'm guessing,
bear comes at you.
Because bears
fucking love salmon.
They love salmon, don't they? They get in the river and they catch fish.
They just rip them up.
So you cut off your hands, throw them.
So you're thinking like sacrifice, essentially?
Yeah. You cut off your hands, throw them, and then run off.
Question one.
Yeah, you got to be quick to cut
You
off
lose
your hands.
one, so you cut off your left hand.
Yeah.
Are you cutting off your right
Well, no,
hand?
you bite it then.
You're tearing off your right hand. Let the bear do it then, surely.
No, because he's going to do more than just bite my hands off. He's going to
The rest of me's fucking terrible.
He's going to rip me open and that.
I reckon you got a window. I reckon, like, okay, the first hand.
Or maybe
launch it.
Yeah, even if one. Yeah, okay. I'm being stupid. I'm cutting both off.
You're not doing both at the same time.
Cut one off.
How are you going to wipe your bum at the end of the day? Because you're going to
cut one off.
And you're bleeding, you're leaving a trail of blood, and you can't climb any trees.
I cut one off, throw it,
very true,
and then
very
I'm out
true.
of there and just wash it. And then giving myself a good old window to get out of there.
Because with the other hand, you can still hail a taxi, can't you? Or dial an Uber.
Exactly.
Get the flock out of Dodge.
Yeah.
Take off one hand, sacrifice it, launch it,
and then I'm gone.
Get on your toes.
Yeah.
It's a fair comment. Richie D, can you think of a more experimental way of escaping
I
Winnie the
think
Pooh?
I'm going to try and soothe the beast by playing the new album by Pip Whitehouse.
Now we all know that can get you out of all manner of trouble.
Yeah. So he's either going to go one way or the other. He's either going to love like feels like silky tones and lay down.
How are you going to play? What are you playing it on?
Just I don't know, on my phone maybe. You can play like Spotify. You want Spotify in your pips?
Would the phone?
He's still got salmon hands.
Would the phone
he can still press his buttons?
Would the phone detect salmon touched hands? I don't know if it would.
It's got like you got the fingerprint, but instead you use the fin. So you got
it's got the skin on the other side. It's scale recognition. That's what he's got. All good phones come with scale recognition. Does yours not?
It's the iPhone.
You want to upgrade your phone, my friend?
I don't know what number. I don't know what iPhone we're on now.
The original iPhone. That's what you're still on.
But if you don't like your Phil, I'm fucked, aren't I?
Yeah.
So.
And then you're going to be livid with Phil.
Well, let's just say you're fucked.
Okay. Oh.
Yeah. Hey, no skin off Phil's nose.
Yeah.
There won't be any, obviously. The bears rip that off. Nice. Interesting.
What about you, Jim?
I think Phil might have cottoned on to the better idea. You've kind of got to get some distance between yourself and that great big grizzly, haven't you?
Yeah.
Because if you're going to be a bear, you be a grizzly.
It is. Well, they say to play dead, don't they? But you can't.
Yeah,
but then you got salmon.
I'm thinking then that
that's a risk.
I'm essentially I'm a buffet waiting to happen. So I think hooey the left hand off. Get shot because my right hand's my wiping hand. So
it is. Yes.
That's the one I want to keep. Whereas you gnawed off your right hand for some reason.
I don't know what I went to.
And then you cut off the left hand and then gnawed off.
Imagine me cutting off one, throwing it, gnawing off, and then running. Why did I do the second right?
Exactly. Only one hand.
It must be quite good use as well because like the salmon hand can suck, so it's got suction on it.
Does it?
Well, yeah, it does. Yeah.
To suck up what?
You said it like it was so obvious.
What are you sucking up?
Like grape. So you got like grapes.
You know everyone likes a fishy grape.
Yeah.
That's suction and then put
never eat the grapes around the Dello's house. They all taste of fish.
There you go.
Fish grapes.
Fish grapes.
New from Mattel Playthings.
Fish grapes. Fish grapes.
Not faulty, just blank. Brought to you by Fish Grapes. New from Dello.
Oh, la la la.
Well, there you go, Willie. We've given you a couple of ideas, but do let us know if there's a more obvious one that we've completely obliterated. Okay, let's move on to the next one off the pile. It's from Ray Presto from Hull on Earth. He says, if possible, what would you most like to see fired out of a dolphin's blowhole? Weird stuff to come out, well, not necessarily weird, but stuff to come out of a dolphin's blowhole. Richie D, I'm coming to you first on this one. You're our fish correspondent, old Fish Grapes. What's coming out of a dolphin's blowhole?
I reckon protein yogurt.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
interesting. Like probiotic.
Yeah, so a little bit of a trick. Come out the sea, do a flip, and I can open my mouth like Popeye.
Guzzle down some thick yogurt.
Thick yogurt, yeah.
Mama.
Yeah, no, it's a tough one, yeah. Or, yeah, that sort of thing. Anything food related coming out of the blowhole.
Anything dairy if possible.
Dairy, yeah. Could be a condiment, could be some mustard.
Oh,
a bit of, like, you got your hot dog waiting, he flips out the water and lays it on.
Oh, no, that works. That's a lovely thought.
That's all I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Maybe some glitter, that would look pretty. So,
what a wonderful thought.
Yeah, there's some
food for it, certainly.
Yeah.
Reynolds, any of those float your boat, or have you got something?
Snake eyes, I think.
Snake eyes?
The eyes of a snake?
No.
Or dice?
No, dice. Yeah. Throwing a snake eyes.
Two single ones coming out of a dolphin's
Is that what a snake? I thought it was a 5 and a 2.
Wow. I've got this image of Phil walking into the casino.
Snake eyes!
With a dolphin under his arm.
Firing out dice. I believe... New player up. Here he comes. And then a 5 and a 2 comes out. He goes, snake eyes.
Yeah, that's exactly. That'd be perfect.
Is it going to be like the scene from Indecent Proposal when they're playing it?
Yeah, well, that'd be the icing on the cake, wouldn't it? Just
maybe that's what it
bit
is.
Bit of Demi there as well. Be like,
yeah. Someone comes. Red comes up to you. I'll pay you £1 million to sleep with your dolphin.
No way.
You can't
piss off.
Yeah. What are you going to put down the blowhole? Because it's full of yogurt at the minute. It's backed up with Dyson yogurt.
Dyson yogurt.
Robert, fucking do one.
It's a great double act, mate.
That is a great double act name. Dyson yogurt. Lovely stuff. Whereas I'd actually like to see Demi Moore be blown out of a dolphin's blowhole.
Oh, yeah.
Just a fully formed Demi Moore, shaven head from G.I. Jane.
G.I. Jane Demi.
Just so she really just...
more...
nothing to...
Aerodynamics.
Nothing to tangle.
Yeah. She's going to catch a fish in the way? You're going to throw a fish at her and she'll catch it?
No, she's going to go up in the air, straight up, double somersault, straight back down again. Back in.
Into Jimmy's arm.
Straight there.
To the arms of love.
So there you go, Ray. That is 3 very disparate but equally valid answers to you. Okay, final question for all of us. This is from, oh my goodness, it's from Jan Aykroyd, living in Slimer's treehouse for the moment. Jan says, if you entered an eating competition, sort of the American eating competition, what would be your speciality category? So what are you taking down? What can you do?
Also like man versus food kind of.
Yeah, what can you do better than most? Is it volume, or is it kind of heat, or is it spice, or is it...
no, I'm not good at spice.
What we're talking?
I'm not good at spice or heat, so it'd have to be volume, if anything. I'm a fast eater.
Sure. I mean, he doesn't like to blow his own trumpet, but he's bloody gonna.
No, I am fast.
This is like his video for the dating agency.
I'm a fast eater. What would it? I
like film.
Yeah, not spice or heat.
I like the films of the
just
Coen
anything.
brothers.
I am a fast eater.
Hi, my name's Phil. I'm 28. I'm a fast eater, and I've got lovely shoes. I'm looking for a lady, possibly a man. I'm not fussy.
Can anyone keep up with me? If you can keep up with me, then we could be on.
Come and join me as we tour the world.
Swipe right.
So something like if it was one of the time challenges, that would be a better one.
Okay, so 10 minutes to eat what?
10 minutes to eat
A whale.
Yogurt fired out of a blowhole.
No, I'd say what goes down quite.
Too easy, Del.
Referring back to like my favourite meal, probably like turkey burgers or something like that. I could
lovely mash.
Yeah,
and some sweet corn.
I could guzzle that up in no
So
time.
if they were like individual plates, there, how many plates of that do you think?
So
you'd eat
10
in
minutes, 10 turkey burgers, 10 mash, 10 sweet corn.
Wow, a minute
What
per
be
thing.
Gravy, yeah.
Phil,
yeah.
what would be your nickname? I've got one.
Fast food Phil.
Fast food Phil.
Yeah.
I like
I
that.
was thinking of fill the plate.
Yeah.
Fill my belly.
I like fast food Phil. That's
Fill my
There's
belly.
more speed. It's more.
Fast food Phil sounds like you're just working at the local McDonald's and going on to Burger King Moonlight.
Yeah, I hope to get 3 stars soon. I want to get onto nuggets. Fast food Phil knocking back
fast food.
turkey burgers. Wowzers, that
The
is
best Uber driver in the world.
I'll live with you. I think I want to see you take that challenge on.
Yeah.
We might have to set that up at some point. Del, what would be your speciality category? My man?
It's heat, spice.
You're a spice-
I'm all
spice
about the
lover, aren't
spice.
you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the hot. Let's say the hotter the better. I can. My tolerance is pretty high. So yeah, it's pretty boring answer, but yeah, I'll just go with.
Oh, well, I remember. Was it your stag where you took on? We went to the vault
Oh yeah.
bar in Newcastle.
Yes,
and you took on a real like heat challenge, didn't you? It was like a hot
Yeah.
curry.
Yeah.
So, when you came back, you were shaking like a shitting dog.
Oh no, I've done it many a time. Whether it was there or in London having a foul and all the like as I'm literally crying with tears, all the like the.
But do you enjoy that?
It's like a buzz. It's an addiction.
It releases endorphins, doesn't it? Yeah.
That's what it is. That's what you get addicted to. Like the pleasure
You know
get
you're
from
gonna
it, the
suffer the
feelings.
heat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you get the endorphins afterwards. So that's
But I
what
get
you-
that with turkey burgers.
I know. Yeah, exactly. You can.
Because you've got a very, very mild palate.
You don't have to look like you had a full on workout either, do you? So.
Yeah, Del comes back from
there
his
is-
challenge, sweating buckets.
Yeah, no,
You come
I've
back
had
nice and
Indian
stuffed.
like waiters laughing at me, like, and then coming up to me like, go, look, you really shouldn't be eating that 'cause it's
Yeah.
not good for you
Yeah,
inside.
we don't eat
Yeah,
this.
we-
What are you doing, you maniac? Yeah.
It's like even the guys that do eat that, they've been doing it for years. You got to build
Yeah,
up. You
build up
can't-
to that
yeah,
sort of
it's
stuff.
just like no. So I don't have it that hot anymore, but I still can tap into that. Like when we was out for the curry the
you've
other
got
week,
that primal.
we still have the vindaloo, and that. It's like it depends, but it depends on how hot their vindaloo version of
Yeah,
vindaloo is
absolutely.
and all that stuff. But there you go.
Absolutely.
I think I bored myself with heat. In a heat nerd.
See, I can't do. I
Jimmy,
can't do
what
the
you
heat.
can't- well, you-
I
you
can't
do.
do the heat. So I think I'd go volume or speed.
Yeah,
as
what
well.
what category? Are you?
I think I'd knock back. I think it would be something along those like fizzy cola bottles. I've got a good chew
Yeah.
on me.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I've got
it's
some.
gotta
I've
be
got some powerful molars back there.
How many do you reckon you could do?
Oh, nearly 4 kilos in.
Oh,
Fizzy, did you say? Or
Fizzy.
normal?
I was
I've got a
Yeah.
feeling those molars.
Fizzy cherry?
Fizzy cherry would be even better.
Yeah.
They're
Got a
the,
feeling
they're the only
them,
one.
them molars might be slightly.
They might be on the way out. if I'm honest.
losing enamel.
Yeah, it's very much so. They're on their way. They're on their way. But yeah, that sort of stuff. I could do lots of sweet.
Oh, okay.
So I reckon one of those ridiculous sized kind of ice cream sundae type jobs.
Yeah.
I could do one of those.
Oh yeah. No.
Yeah. Easy. Like I think I'd basically be is it European Vacation where it's a
Oh, we're Audrey, isn't it?
little piggy? Yeah.
Oh no. Yeah. I get
That
yeah.
one. I could kind of.
Oh
be
no,
that.
that's Bill and Ted's. Was
You're
it
right.
Excellent Adventure?
Ziggy Piggy.
Ziggy Piggy, Napoleon,
Yeah,
isn't
Ziggy
it?
Piggy,
Yeah.
yes, Napoleon. That I'd be Napoleon.
La Grazia.
Yeah.
I went
Bill and
Italian
Ted's.
then. I did Italian in the French accent.
Hey, don't be taking Phil's impressions
Did it?
away from him. There he blows. So arrogantly Italian. I loved it.
Beautiful.
Well, there you go. That is 3 of the best from the listeners. If you've got, obviously, questions for us, you can send them in on the usual email address. But for now, we close the letters and emails sack. So there it is, everybody. Wave bye-bye to 2007 as it disappears into the distance. Roll on 2008. Good work as ever, gents. Any final thoughts?
No, it's been a good one. We enjoyed this year.
It's been a nice one, hasn't it? Solid all the way through.
Yeah.
If bats cry, what film do they cry to?
You got me.
Bat Actually.
Bats, actually.
I can't believe he even said that. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a rip-roaring roller coaster ride. Look out for the next episode dropping in around a week or so. But in the meantime, don't forget to follow us on, oh God, we've got them all, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook and YouTube, as well as sending us your questions by email on info@not40justblank.com. But for now, it's time to go and watch Bat Actually. So bye-bye for now, Blankers.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bat Actually.